Hey, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Open Discussions, where we will be discussing various topics, allowing women to understand us men and men to understand women, all in a respectful manner. With that being said, I am your host, David, and I'll slide it over to my co-host.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in, for the support, for the love. Thank you guys for tuning in on a Thursday night. Beautiful Thursday night. It's actually pretty cold out. But hey, look, we got some special guests tonight. By the way, we're expecting two more. They're on their way. But look, we're going to start off with our two guests at the moment, and we'll pass it on to, we'll start with ladies first.
Hi. Nice to meet you guys.
Oh, go. Hold on.
Before we intro you, yeah. So we're going to ask your name, date, your age, and your occupation. Sorry.
So my name is Daisy. I'm 26, and I am a bottle girl and a waitress currently.
Where at?
I work at two different clubs. I work at Ascena, and I also work at Lipsticks.
Oh, you work at Ascena?
Y'all go check it out.
Lipsticks? Oh, with Dre?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dre.
Okay. And I actually be bartending my first night on Sunday at Ascena. So.
Oh, that's why we haven't seen it. Okay.
You're going to be...
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, also, real quick, are you single or taken?
No, I'm single.
Single.
Taking advantage of.
Nice. Ready to mingle or...
Honestly, I'm really not looking for a relationship right now. I'm just kind of doing me.
Yeah.
And just kind of like, if it comes, it comes. But I'm not looking for it.
Okay. I was going to say something, but it's okay. We'll keep going. All right, let's go over to our next guest today. Can you give us your name, your age, your occupation, and are you single or taken?
All right, so name Adrian. All right, we're gonna go with the middle name today. that's my outside of work name, right?
Yeah.
Occupation, VP of sales for a prestigious firm in North Texas. Age 31.
Yeah.
Single. Yeah.
Ready to mingle?
Ready to mingle. Always ready to mingle, man.
So you're ready. You're ready to like settle down.
Well, not settle down exactly, right? I think that's kind of rare nowadays, right? It's kind of rare to settle down. Kind of like.
Maybe.
It depends. I feel like
it depends.
You know, it depends on what it is that you're looking for, right?
Right.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, we'll get into the first question, which is our first generic question we usually ask, but it's going to flip, obviously, because you guys are both genders. So we'll ask, what is your ideal? We'll start with you first, and then we'll go to you, and then we'll flip it again. Okay. What is your ideal type of woman? Like, ideally, what you would look for when you're out here looking, ready to mingle? What's your ideal type of woman? And then for you, what would be your ideal type of man?
Well, smart, right? Book smart, right? Has to have traditional values, most of all. I think I'm real big on that. And, you know, I think a lot of people get that mixed up on what traditional values may mean. To me, it's just, you know, honor, respect your husband, and vice versa. Of course, it's not always one-sided. It has to be both parties, right? And, you know, just open-minded as well. Not in the sense of, like, you know, I think nowadays they have, like, those relationships, like open relationships, right? But open-minded to, you know, new ideas and like, you know, I guess like, I don't know how I could put this, but like, supporting one another most of all, you know?
Yeah.
Sure. Real quick, I don't know. I mean, I guess you would call it an open relationship. For me personally, I wouldn't call it an open relationship, because the open relationship is like the man and the woman, they're both together, but they're open to having sex with other people. To me, that's really not an open relationship. That's kind of like, we just doing our own thing, but we are our main people that we would rather do it with, but we can still go do whatever we want.
Right.
So I mean, that maybe the open relationship thing gets a little misconstrued with that, but I don't know. That's just my perspective on that. Yeah. What would you say is your ideal type of man that you would go for?
Kind of like Adrian said, I kind of want more like a traditional man, because I'm getting a lot of men that I am currently trying to like get to know. They're not really trying to get to know you nowadays. Like I like the old versions, how we used to, you know, get to know one another, like go out on dates and actually like communicate and not just go straight to sex. And I just don't like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no point of it. It's a lot of dead ends. And I'm just kind of like over it. But of course, respectful. And a lot of people nowadays have kids. So you have to be open-minded about dating somebody with a child. Like, you know, you're not just dating that person. You also have to be like, okay, this person has a kid. In the future, I'm not saying now, like maybe a month or two from now, maybe a year, but in the future, if you do have a good connection with this person, will you be able to, you know, be a family with the other
Individual.
person's kid, you know? And that's really what I'm looking for. But, you know, the dating world is so different now.
Yeah.
You don't get a lot of honesty, and they tell you what you want to hear, you know?
Instead of what you need to hear.
Exactly. And I'm very open with, like, hey, if you just want to, like, mess around or whatever, give me that decision.
Yeah.
And then we're grown. And if you want to be like, you know what? Yeah, like, sure, we'll have a one-night stand or whatever and then move on. But me personally, I don't want that anymore. I really, really want to connect with somebody and do it the genuine way.
Yeah.
And the traditional way, the way that it needs to be.
The way where a man would court a woman and do all that before getting to that point.
I want to go to a nice date. I want to get ready. I want to get those butterflies and be like, he's going to come and pick me up. You know, we're going to go to dinner, and then he's going to drop me off back home, and that's it. And then, you know, we're going to text and stuff like that. But nowadays, it's totally different. The dating world is different.
Almost to a point where you go on the date with no expectations.
Yes.
Because a lot of guys and girls maybe will go on a date and the guy's thinking, oh, I'm taking her out. So the expectation is I'm probably going to go back home and I'm going to get laid tonight, right? That's the expectation. But going on the date with no expectations of, hey, I'm just trying to have a good time. If we connect, cool, we'll maybe go on a second date. And then we'll play on the ear after that.
Yeah, right.
So let me ask you guys this, because y'all both would like traditional ways. So we'll start with you on this and we'll go to you after. When's the last time you were on a date, and how was that first date?
Honestly, like a real date, it's probably been a good 2 years.
2 years? There's no way.
Yes.
There's no way.
A real date. I get what you're saying.
A
real
exactly
date?
how I explained it right now. A real date that I got picked up, I got taken to dinner, a nice fancy dinner. I actually got dressed up, and then I got brought back home at a decent time.
Well, wait. Would you consider a date a guy saying, hey, let me pick you up at 5 p.m. when you get off work and we just go grab some coffee?
Yes.
So that's a date. So you're saying a guy has not done that in 2 years. And that's like a bare minimum date where it's just like, hey, we're getting coffee.
No, everything is like, it's like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Let's go like to this after hours and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, I'm like so over it. Like, I'm tired. I want to go home. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I do go out every once in a while, but I don't want to do that anymore. Like, it gets boring. Like, it's so many dead ends, and I just want more.
Yeah. When do you think that your mindset changed a little bit on when you were like, this is boring now? I actually want to settle down a little bit. Because you said you're 26. Was that like 2 years ago, 1 year ago, 6 months ago?
Yeah, like for me to like actually be like, okay, I'm over it. Mm-hmm. It's probably like a good, not that long ago, maybe like 4 months ago.
Okay, so
that I was
this
just kind of like, yeah, like I'm kind of over it. You know what I'm saying? Like I want something different, and I'm just kind of tired of like just meeting guys at the clubs or at the bar. And don't get me wrong, it's a nice conversation and everything, and it's nice at the moment, but there's really nothing more to that, you know?
Would you say that it's kind of like because you mentioned you're a bartender, you're a bottle service girl, right?
Bottle service and waitressing.
Would you say that because you're in that world already, I mean, do you go outside of that? I
do sometimes, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
and you don't like meet anyone to that standard of... Okay.
I think it is because of that. I think because exactly, you know, what you're saying, because I am in that industry. Yeah. So guys look at me different, and they just kind of look at me like...
you're a piece of meat.
Exactly. Straight up.
Straight up, though. That's real.
Straight up.
That's
straight
how
up.
Guys look at women in those industries.
And it kind of sucks because there's really bottle girls or... you know, other people that work in that industry that are genuinely nice females. And there are, like, you know, like, you got to make your money somehow. But that, like, us working at the club doesn't define us. So I just think that guys just kind of get that mixed up. And I think that's why us girls that work in that industry have so many, like, dead ends when it comes to relationships.
That does make sense. Yeah. And I think that's a hard thing to try to separate yourself from, because I mean, like if you're just if you just line all the girls up that work at a specific place and you're just going off of looks, you can't tell which ones are the good, genuine ones that want the traditional type of men. You're just like, we're just going off looks. So it's just the perception, really, to be honest. It's the perception of it all. But we'll go to you. When was your last first date, and when was the last time you?
I'm really gonna blow your mind with this one, because my last like actual date was my previous relationship, right? And it was, we used to do date night. But I want to say it's about maybe three and a half years ago, right? I haven't really dated ever since, man, because I mean, Ariel knows me pretty well. Like, he knows I have a lot of kids, right? So so
how many kids you
going
got?
back to, what was that?
How many kids you got?
Man.
Did you say that at the beginning?
Too many to count.
You say that at the beginning?
So 5 kids, biologically mine.
That's not bad.
That's 5 kids. So, like, you know, lady right here said, like, it's kind of, it is a commitment, right? Having to be with somebody who has kids, and vice versa, right? Whenever it's a man dealing with a woman who has kids, it's something that you have to really take into consideration. Am I going to be able to commit to that and understand whenever they have to take time off to, you know, tend to their kids, or if, you know, because at the end of the day, the kids are always going to be first, whether you're a man or a woman, right? And, you know, I've had situations where I try to go on dates, and as soon as they say, "Oh, do you have any kids?" "Yeah, I have 5." I don't hear from them, right?
Yeah.
I don't blame them. You know, it is what it is, and that's why I've kind of like, hey, you know, if it happens, it happens. I'm not looking for it, you know. Yeah, I think right now the main focus, you know, is get my kids tenured and, you know, ready for the world, right? And of course, demonstrate not to make the same mistakes as their father, right? And enjoy life, go out, enjoy the world, and don't commit to a relationship until, you know, you're already set.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's where I messed up, that, you know, at a very early age, since the age of 17, I got married, and I just kind of been in relationships right after getting out of one, right? So you live and learn, and my best thing is pass that knowledge down to my bloodline, right?
So would you say whenever like that your last situation ended, was that the point in your life where you were like, all right, now I need to like lock in on me?
Yes, definitely. I mean, it's crazy how it happens, man. You know, you when you're in a very committed relationship where like you feel like she may be the one, you kind of get comfortable, right?
Yeah.
And you feel like, yeah, this is gonna be forever. This I'm locked in, man. She ain't going nowhere, right?
Yeah.
You get comfortable and you start losing your values, right? You start kind of like getting in that mindset that they're not going anywhere. So you stop going to the gym, you stop eating right? You stop having you time. You put them first, when at the end of the day, it's always me first, right?
Yeah.
Even with my kids involved, like at the end of the day, I can't be there for them if I don't take care of myself. Right? So I have to take care of myself first in order to take care of everybody else. Otherwise, it's not going to work out. So yeah, that was a real big eye opener. You know, it's very, very crazy how that works, right?
Yeah. See, I like how y'all both say y'all want traditional things, and that's the thing I feel like women probably don't really understand, is that when you get a traditional man, you're going to have to make sacrifices to contort your life around his, because he needs to put himself first in order to give you everything else that you need as a woman, and for their family and everything else. And women are always like, no, just spend time with me, just call into work, do this, don't go to the gym today. And you're just like, nah, now
Watch a TV show with me.
Yeah.
Now you're contorting yourself into her
Right.
life, and then that's whenever you start getting lazy and complacent, like you said. And now we get to the point where it's 3 or 5 years later, and she's like, "You're not the guy I met when we first met." And it's like, because I started doing things that you wanted me to do for you.
Yeah.
But I would say, to your point, like actually it comes down to the man. Like he has to be able to self-reflect that and say, hey, like, you know, I'm not gonna adjust my life or align myself to my woman. I'm not saying that you can't, you know, involve her in a lot of the things that you do, but you gotta be who you are from the start going into the relationship. You can't change.
You gotta lead.
And exactly, you gotta lead. And one thing that a lot of men forget is the attraction. The attraction is huge, because you attract at the beginning, but why do you stop attracting in the middle of the relationship? You know, you got to continue attracting. And so, you know, those date nights, those
They're very
bringing
important.
in,
Yes.
bringing
It needs to
in
happen.
flowers at a random
the
day,
tiniest details,
yeah,
yeah.
dude, you know what I'm
Bring her
saying?
flowers
Yeah.
randomly. Take her out on a date. Even you don't even have to spend money to go on a date.
Yeah.
Or even like essential self care, right? Like taking care of yourself to make your partner be more attracted to you, right? Like
Go to the
grooming
gym
yourself.
together, you
Yeah.
know? Like you can do a lot of things.
I can't
with your
go to the
partner.
gym with my partner.
Well,
I don't know, I can't.
So you could do it. I feel like the only day that a guy and girl can go to the gym together is like leg day.
Like
Other
that makes
than that,
sense.
it's like because other than
Yeah.
that, on arms and back, maybe back a little
not
bit.
the
No,
same
but like you're not
pace.
gonna be at the
Yeah.
gym
It's not
doing
the
the same
same pace.
workouts because my workouts are not gonna be the guys' workouts.
For
'cause-
booty, for the booty, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
look, I'm gonna be on
Legs
this
and all
side of
that.
the gym, you be on that side, and we'll link up after 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? We'll go home
Well,
together.
let me ask you this: how would you handle a situation like? Are you a jealous woman?
I can be,
Yeah.
but I think I already outgrew that already.
Yeah,
As I'm like getting older, I'm like outgrowing that.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
very more like, oh well, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, ya pasó, like it's gonna. There's a lot of things you can control in relationships, and
Right.
it's gonna happen regardless. It takes a second for a guy or a female to cheat, and nowadays people are very sneaky. Like, you can last years without people knowing that you're doing
Oh yeah,
something,
yeah, definitely.
So, I'm a little jealous, yes. Yes.
So to sum it up, you are jealous. You're jealous.
Sum it
You're
up,
jealous.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I just don't show it. Like, I try not to show it.
Call it what it
like,
is. You know what I mean?
In
Like,
conclusion,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen,
go all the way
See,
around.
I would feel like as a man, if a girl is jealous, that's pretty good.
Yeah, you have
To an
be
extent,
because-
not like super jealous, but
exactly.
but
Like,
as a
don't be,
woman, you
like,
should
crazy.
show your man,
Yes.
hey, I don't like you talking to her, whatever. Because for us, it's like that little
It's
bit of
a
like
turn on.
Yeah, it's a turn on.
Or
and
like,
a,
it's kind of like, damn, she really fucks
There
with
you go,
me, 'cause,
there you
yeah,
go.
it's like she really
you know what I'm
cares.
saying?
Yeah.
Me estás celando. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like that. And who doesn't like that?
Yeah.
Vice versa, guys and girls, like, a little bit of jealousy is needed in relationships.
That's right.
So,
But there's some that take it even further, man. They go like beyond that point. They start drama.
Oh, it's like a
they start
toxic
popping
trait.
your
Dude,
tires,
that's
scratching up your
toxic.
car.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's crazy.
smashing windows. Oh
That's
man,
still on my bucket list.
showing
y'all.
up to your house unexpected, all kind of shit like that.
that's right.
That's right, man.
All right, you got one? I got one. If you're not,
Yeah. No, let's. So how do you feel about, actually kind of tying into the whole like jealousy and all that, right? How do you feel about a man or your man going on a guy's trip to a different country?
I think personally, I would let him.
Yeah.
One, because whenever I want to go on a girl's trip, I want him to be able to trust me, and
Hell no.
it's okay.
Hell no.
I know
no
you're
streets.
gonna say
Ain't
that.
Hell
Not
no.
gonna happen.
There has to be a little bit of trust, guys. You're
The
not gonna
trust
be
I
with
can
your partner
get.
24/7.
I'll tell you. I'll give you this. I would probably be okay with the girls' trip if I know her friends that are going, which I probably should know her
Right, of
friends.
course.
But I need to know if her friends are promiscuous or not. If her friends she's going on the
But-
trip with are
Straight up.
promiscuous, she's not going. I don't care
But
what
it's
you want
like
to say.
also like a mind thing. You have
Well-
to be strong. Like, I have a lot of friends where they'd be like, "Oh, come on, let's go do this, let's go do that." And as a grown man or woman, you have to learn how to say, "You know what, girl, I'll pass."
Yeah.
Like, you go. I hope you're safe. Let me know if you need anything. If you need a ride, you need me to go pick you up or whatever. But you have to learn how to say no sometimes.
Yeah.
So that's also why a lot of relationships, like, you want to be good with your girls and them not to be like, oh, okay, like, oh, like, it's okay, don't worry. But you have a man. And at the end of the day, your man is going to be there more than your girls are.
Oh, yeah,
Because, friendships come and go. And nowadays, it's like they only look for you just to kind of go out and drink and go have fun and stuff like that. It's not really like, oh, like, let's get together early in the morning and go have brunch. You know what I'm saying? Like everything is just party. And that's not good either.
Temporary fun.
Temporary fun, exactly.
I feel like, and like the way Andre 3000 said, right? These girls are smart, right? Sometimes I've seen it, man. Like,
They
I've seen it
say
firsthand.
Women are smarter than men.
Well, this is the way they are smart, man. They strategize. So they'll get a bookworm homegirl, right? And that's the front. That's the front. Let's be honest. Like, they're so strategic when it comes to cheating. And let me say that very clearly. Strategic, man. They're like moving like chess, right? They'll have a front and they'll say that they'll be going out with them, right? when in reality they're out fucking around, right? I've seen this firsthand. I mean, it's a true story.
True.
And like in that sense, like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. Like if I have a relationship, like that's why I try to be the leading example. That's why I try to be the moneymaker, the lead, the leader in the household, you know, because at the end of the day, if you cheat, I mean, guess what? You lost a lot, right? So would you rather, now if I cheat, it's different because girls cheat on emotion.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know if you've heard about that, right? But it's been proven statistically.
It's true.
Yeah.
Girls cheat on emotion.
it's
Men
literally
cheat
emotion.
just like out of wedlock. And
But why do they cheat? Because y'all men fucked up first.
well,
I would go to her
Right?
point in the sense that it's something that the man did where either he's not giving her the attention or the comfort and all that. It's going back to forgetting who you are, right? And women will step out on a girl's night,
right.
and they'll run into somebody who's
From
giving
the
them the
past?
attention.
That's true.
From the past, all that. Oh, locked in.
It doesn't even have to be from the
in.
past.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it'll just be somebody like random at the bar or whatever. But yeah, like yeah.
That's the worst.
No, yeah,
but that's the
I
worst
agree.
part
I
about it
agree.
is that as a man, your girl can just go to the bar and have a one night stand with another guy while you're in a completely committed relationship, and it's like, damn, just like that, your girl can tear the whole castle down.
Yeah.
But if
like,
you flip it,
honestly,
if the man does that, the whole castle doesn't come tearing down.
Why
Well, it
if you're in
actually
a relationship, why
does.
are y'all even going out separately? Like you should be able to like be friends with both of y'all's friends and all of y'all go out together. Like why are y'all even going out?
Well,
separately?
a man should be able to have at least two guys night a week.
I think
True,
it's
that's a
essential
lot.
for mental health. Man's mental health.
It's actually proven. It's
Hashtag man's mental
statistically
health.
proven. Statistically
Well, you said
proven.
that, but it kind of goes back into our point of like we talked about. That's kind of like the man staying true to himself.
Yeah.
Because if he's going out with you those nights, now he's getting more contorted into what you want in your lifestyle of, hey, let's go to this place, let's go to that place. I just want to go dance. Well, men don't usually ever dance when we go to the club. We're just
I
having a good
don't.
time,
Yeah,
vibing,
just vibing.
communicating, doing all this, doing all that. But no, girls are different. Girls are gonna dance. Guys are gonna approach them,
Invite them to their sections.
invite
By
them
the
to
end of the night, they have a
sections.
whole list
Right.
of numbers. I mean,
It's
let's
like,
be real.
y'all's is way different because when a man's going out, he's not really promoting himself like that. Women, they dress good, got to put their makeup, hair looks
But you
good.
kind
You're
of contradicted
promoting
yourself
yourself.
though, because you're saying that when us girls go out, the guys are kind of getting our attention, right?
The guys are coming after you, yeah.
So what, like, if you're in a relationship, what will make you different? Like, what will make you like not do that with another girl? If your girl's letting you go out, you know what I'm saying?
You just don't you don't approach
you have to
girls.
be
You don't
strong.
say, you don't go say, hey, I'm
Well,
gonna go buy that girl a drink. You just don't go do
Some
that.
guys
I
do
think-
do that, and I've seen it firsthand.
I think.
Well,
there-
I think.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, I think it depends. Like, if I'm a guy, right? Let's say I'm married.
I mean, you are a guy.
Well, of course. Hey, cut that out. Cut that out. No, so like, if I have a woman at home who is giving me everything that I could ever dream of, right? Like, oh my God, like she's right here.
right.
Why would I go out just to cheat? Like, even like the whole saying, "Oh, I was drunk and I didn't know what." No, you knew what the hell you were doing.
Yeah, exactly. So don't say
You
liquor
know-
talks because you know exactly what you're doing.
We went out just a few nights ago, right? And like maybe I zoned out for a bit. I kind of blacked out, but I'm still. I know we stopped for tacos. I know we,
Right.
we partied. I know like what happened in between. Like I'm aware.
It's hard, y'all. See what I mean? When I say the dating world is hard, because you really can't get 100% of everything you want. Like, there's gonna be bumps. There's gonna be stuff that you're gonna just have to accept, and I don't know.
Well, I think as a woman, the patience is very important. Like you hear about it in successful marriages, right? Those people who've been around for 40 years together, right? It's all about the ups and downs. You have a woman who's down, right or die. Like she's gonna be with you in your darkest and the brightest, whether you have money, whether you don't. I mean, I've had girls who've been down with me when we got our apartment. I mean, we were sleeping on the floor. We were eating dinner on the floor, right? And I mean, unfortunately, I had to be the one to fuck that up, right?
Yeah.
Mess that up. So yeah, I'll be honest. Like I wasn't the perfect, Prince Charming, I guess you could say. But like I said, you live and learn, and hope for the best in the future, right?
I think even go ahead.
Yeah,
I think even like again to your point, right? Is that like when you go out as a man, like, and I feel like actually it's a skill set and it's something you have to continue to exercise. And it's having to approach women, having to approach women, even if you're in a relationship. I think it's okay, because as long as you don't get anything like the number, or you don't actually pursue afterwards, it's a good way to exercise that, because then you take it and you're like, yeah, no, I'm still that. Sometimes you got to remind yourself, I'm still that man, and you'll take it back to your relationship, and that's like a way to re-attract your woman. Does that make sense? It's like a psychological thing.
Yeah.
Putting it to the test.
Yeah, you don't like it, but y'all girls probably won't get that because y'all are not the ones having to approach men.
That's right.
So you realize
but a lot of girls
you
do
don't
approach men.
You're right. Those are the ones that are just trying to smash.
Some guys don't approach you no more. Like, they be giving you the eye like the whole night, and I'm like, dude, when are you gonna talk to me? Like, the club's about to close. Like,
because you know what it goes back to a little bit. Men, it's always smart to go after the girls that want you. It would be dumb as a man to go after a girl that you go for, and then she doesn't go after you after that.
But how come my relationships haven't worked out?
Oh, because are you approaching the man?
I'm approaching men now, and I'm like, is it me? Like,
maybe you're just approaching the wrong type of guys.
How are you approaching them? It's also.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, how do you approach them as well? Like, can you give us a setting where you've actually approached a guy?
Yeah, you can't come off as easy. You know,
you can't also do what you're saying there at the club. It's gotta be you're at Target or some normal place that you would never expect it, and then you go approach the guy and say, because now he's gonna come at you from a more respectful manner.
That's
but
right.
if you're approaching me at the club, I kind of already know what's up. We're at the club right now, and you're a bottle girl at the club. Like, I know you're probably looking to just smash or whatever it is. But even though that's not your intentions of what you're trying to do, that's the perception you're giving it off. That's what you're giving the perception as.
So that's the problem.
Yeah, meet a guy at Target, meet a guy at Six Flags or something like that, and then approach him.
I don't go out.
It's
that's the thing. Like,
then if you don't go out like that, you're never gonna find a man.
Yeah,
because the only men you're gonna keep finding are the guys that keep going to which is at the club.
Work and go straight home.
And so none of those guys at the club are the guys you should even be taking any bit serious. Yeah. Any bit. Even the guys that'll come up to you at the club and they'll just keep being persistent. Those are the guys that are just like
hunting.
Hunting. As soon as you give it up, it's gone. It's done. It's
I'm telling you, because I used to be one. You know, I stopped looking in the clubs. I stopped looking at parties. Like, you get in the worst situations. Why do you think I have 5 kids? You know,
explains it.
And at the end of the day, I think like
if
you pick your settings.
Yes.
No. Well, one of them. One of them was, and they called me like 2 months later. Yeah, I'm pregnant. Like,
no way. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, shout out to her. She gave me a beautiful daughter. You know.
Hey, that's cool. Yeah,
for sure. So the kids, I don't regret at all. But I think I could have done things a little bit better. But now, instead of going to like the bars and all that stuff, and if it is a bar, it's gonna be like a coffee bar, you know, like a barista, right,
not
or
like
a bookstore,
some dive bar. 5 a.m. Mr. Lux.
You know, no, but I've always been the type to go after the quiet girl. You know, I think it's like.
Okay, but that's weird because I feel like that's my type.
Predatory.
Yes, for real. That's definitely my type. I like the quiet guys. I like the one that doesn't do too much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why.
We like the women that don't do shit.
Yeah.
Right? I don't want to fucking talk to some girl and ask her, what are you doing this week? Oh, I got this going on. I got that going on. It's too busy. Too busy. I want a girl who's going to be like, oh, no, nothing. Just probably be at home. Yeah. Boring. You know what I'm saying? I'm bored.
All right, well, let's do this. You know, like, I got 2 tickets for this.
Like, who don't like that? They be like, girl, you boring. Like, no,
well, it depends.
Like,
she's talking to the wrong guys.
Yeah.
Where you meeting them at?
The club.
Yeah, the club. There you go. Yeah,
Pleasant Grove.
Those guys are going to be like, yeah, those girls are boring. We should be going out to the club.
Man, you know
we should
what?
go with my friends over here. We should go over here. No bueno.
8:05 shot time.
Shot time.
8 o'clock.
I don't look.
We don't
8:11.
typically
I'm
do this.
hoping that women. Or you did.
All right, guys. So we were supposed to have. That's mine. Yeah, we were supposed to have some other guests come. We don't know if they're gonna show up or not. You know, no offense to women, but they will say they will show up and they will not keep their word. Yes.
So what brings me to my next question: how many guys have you stood up?
Stood up?
Yeah.
Quite a few. I'm not gonna.
Because let's be honest, like I'm pretty sure it's all a numbers game, and that's what I've learned in sales, right? It's all a numbers game, right? So out of 100 no's, you may come across 10 yeses, right?
5.
whatever the case, right? And out of those 5,
That's 5%. That's
well,
nothing.
out of those 5, that one out of those 5 may be the jackpot, right?
Might be
so
decent.
how many guys have you turned down that may have
I'm
seemed?
not gonna lie, I've turned down a lot of guys.
I'm sure you got some very nice guys in your
I actually turned down a
DMs.
guy today to come here.
Wow.
Oh
know,
wait,
that's
well actually, you know what? Hey, shout out to homeboy. Hopefully you take her out
Sorry.
again,
I hope
but
you're watching.
It was for a
you
good
know,
cause.
it's for a good cause. Yeah, man.
it's
Oh,
for a good
hopefully, you know what I'm saying. But no hard feelings. You know what I'm saying.
You're cool though. You're cool.
Wait, are you?
Would you
I hope
actually?
you find the one.
Well,
It's
no,
just
wait.
not
Wait, no,
me.
no, no.
Oh, are
wait,
you sure
okay.
about that?
That's crazy.
Because that's what I was about to ask. Do you find this guy attractive at all, or anything? Like,
He's
would you?
nice. I just know
Damn.
his
Dang.
type though.
Nah.
He's cool or whatever.
Yeah.
Can we pull
I
up
just
his
wouldn't
IG?
date him though. I'm not.
Real
I'm not
quick.
them.
Real
Like,
quick.
I
Why?
just feel like he's just like a player.
Can we
like-
pull up his IG?
No, that's crazy.
Why not?
Well,
Let's pull up his IG.
You said
can
you're
we
not
black him
trying
out?
to take him serious.
We can't like put.
No, because we're trying to see it.
No, that's crazy.
By the way,
Well, you
guys,
said you weren't gonna
it's
take him
confirmed.
out.
Yeah, but like, what if I do after this?
Yo.
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying.
You know,
So,
like,
wait, so are you
calling him
attracted
out.
to him?
No. Okay, see,
Damn.
I think
I,
that
Dude.
I want to.
So then that's a no.
I think
wouldn't
that
even-
confirms the old saying, "Nice guys
I would
do
like to
finish
be
last."
friends with
No, they
him,
do,
but I'm
yes.
not attracted
What
to
what
him.
is
I
it?
wouldn't wanna date
What
him.
is it about him that you don't like, or that's not does it doesn't
That
catch
he's
your
very
attention?
honest. He's very like.
Yo.
No,
Nice
but in a
guys
bad way,
finish
though,
last.
in a bad
Didn't
way.
she
But
just
like-
say that like
No,
Just say
okay,
honest.
hold on. Like honest in a way that it's like he's like trying to like get it in, like
Hey,
Like,
that's
what do you mean?
cool.
Explain though.
No.
Give
But
us-
he's-
can you
he's
give us a scenario?
communicating
Yeah,
it,
can you give us
though.
a scenario like?
he was just like, oh, well, okay, see, and that's crazy because he was all like, oh, let me take you to dinner. I'll book a reservation or da da
You
da.
see what I mean?
But afterwards, you want to go to my apartment, and I'm like,
Oh no!
bro,
No, wait.
Maybe,
no, no, no.
maybe he wants to
Hey,
show
nah.
you his collectibles, or
he
you know, he wants to show you
Maybe
something.
he is trying to show you
Nothing
something.
important.
Hey, you ever see one of these?
Yeah. Nah.
Yes.
You know what? If he follows you, he probably watch. If he's watching,
I hope he's watching.
you
this,
don't
'cause-
look, bro. Hey,
Take notes, my guy.
Yo, you know what I'm saying? Never reveal your cards especially the first date. Never fucking come out with the intention that that's what your ultimate goal is. Your goal, actually, your ultimate goal really is to attract her enough for her to feel comfortable enough to say, yeah, I am going to go home with you at the end of the night. You ain't even got to say it. Homegirl will do it for you.
That's
Yep.
what I've been saying this whole time.
Straight
Guys,
up.
That's right.
Don't tell the girl, oh, like, I want to get it in after this date, or let's go back to my place. If the date is good enough, trust and believe, you don't even have to do all that.
You'll be going back to her
The moment that you
place.
tell her you want to get in her panties, that's done. That's a done deal. Like,
Yeah.
most girls will be like, no.
That's different.
Unless,
Yeah.
I feel like
Newport 100. But like I look to. There could be exceptions to that in the sense that if that's the agreement since the moment you meet the person, even when you're texting, like a lot of the times, you know, I'll get like, oh, hey, you know, what is it that you're looking for? And that's kind of premature, whatever. But I'll tell them straight up.
Yeah.
I ain't looking for nothing serious. I'm saying, and they'll get the idea.
Yeah, when you say I'm just trying to have a good time, they already know. What's
Yeah.
Yeah.
They already
And you're
know
still
what's
going to
up.
share an experience with them. You're still going to take them out. I feel like you shouldn't just go straight into it.
Yeah.
You know, take them out for a few drinks, whatever, but you already know what's going to happen.
But I don't
You
like
gotta say it.
the harsh honesty. Like, and some guys will tell you straight up, I'm sorry, but they'll be like, you want to fuck? And I'm like,
No, but see, that's too direct though.
like, that's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
wild. Like, no, I don't.
I'll actually.
Like, who raised you?
I'll propose a whole plan. I'll propose. Look, this is how it's gonna go down. We're gonna catch again. After that, we're gonna get some dinner, catch a movie, and then
Yeah.
you know, that's
Then you
Netflix
gonna whip
and
your
shit.
dick out right after.
There, I'm gonna show you a little something, you know.
That's funny you said. I usually on my first dates, I wouldn't even think about taking them back home. It would just be.
Oh, well, that
would
okay.
just
Now,
be
if it's an
cool.
actual date,
No, I mean it's a date,
Yeah.
but even then, bro, like for me and my situation, I guess you could say, maybe it is too direct, but I would just be like, if I'm really just trying to smash, there's no even need for me to take you out, right? Because that's my intention is just to smash. And when you want me to take you out, now it's almost like it feels almost transaction-y.
yeah.
If I'll sleep with you, but at least take me out first. It shouldn't
agree.
even get to that point because I'm already telling you up front, like hey, this is kind
Might
of
as well just get an escort.
And if you're really down, and if you're really down, which a lot of the time she'll just be like, all right, you know what, cool. I actually am kind of just down for that too. You don't really got to
and
take
a lot
me
of
out.
girls are like
But
that. They'll be
they
like,
are
I want the same thing.
Yeah, they
You know?
are some
but
that
I don't-
Like,
like
I
are
want the
actually
same thing.
down.
I don't even like you like that either. I just haven't had it in a minute, and you're the perfect match. You're the one tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not even thinking of one night stands. I'm thinking of like, okay, I guess you could say for me, I would never just sleep with the girl for like one time. For me, it's like if I'm gonna sleep with you, I'm gonna sleep with you for a while, even though we're not together.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
we know we're not trying to take each other serious, but it's kind of like it's almost
It's
like
a
a
little
booty call.
exclusive-
It's like an
exclusivity, too.
exclusive booty
Yeah.
call, almost to an extent where it's like
It's a whole contract. Here's the
straight
terms
up.
and conditions.
Hey, you're right. I just watched this movie last night. I don't even know what it was called, but in the movie,
Brokeback Mountain.
no. In the movie though, that's what he said. He was like, look, I'm down to do this
Contour,
with you.
yeah.
And she was like, all right, cool. He was like, no strings attached. We show up here at my place. That's it. Don't see each other outside of here. We know what we're here for. And she was like, how do I sign the contract? He was like, just give me a kiss. And that was it. So it's like they were at a mutual understanding. Hey, we're
Okay.
only here to just hook up. We're not going outside of this, outside of your house. But this is a movie, obviously.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
But it can be like
Yeah.
that.
Don't you think that could kind of get dangerous to the point where like one or the other catches feelings?
I was just about
And
to
I
say.
mean,
then-
they did catch
but-
feelings in the
Oh,
movie. They
shit,
did.
you see.
They ended up.
But you
married
have
at
to
the
be
end.
able to recognize that.
Yeah.
And when you can recognize that and you say, you kind of put a stop to it.
Yeah,
right-
yeah, that's
right
what that was
before,
my
you know what I'm
follow up question. Do you think at that point, like, how would you like catch
Approach
yourself?
it?
Like,
Or,
yeah,
like-
how would you like? Oh shit! Like, would you all of a sudden just cold turkey cut it off?
No, I
No,
feel like
no,
you
no,
gotta
no,
tell
no,
her,
you
like, hey,
communicate it.
Yeah.
we're getting a little too deep
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now. I think
yeah.
you need to.
We need a little bit of space.
Yeah, you need to
But
chill
wouldn't
out
that-
on all this.
Like my mentality, wouldn't that kind of show weakness? Kind of like,
Not really, because you're just showing her, hey, you're going away from what we both talked about we wanted, and you're taking it further, and you know that's not what I wanted. So
Nice.
now, the only way it can go any further is she says, hey, this is what I want, and you're like, hey, you're right, I kind of do want the same thing. But if
Right.
you're like, nah, you know what, I'm not trying to go any further, let's just keep it right here, then that's when she's, like you said, you're giving her the option, hey, do I want to continuously do this with him? Or since I'm catching feelings, I need to just pull myself away, because I know if we and him keep hanging out, I'm going to fall even deeper for this guy, and now we're going to be in a situation where he's probably going to hurt me later on when I find out there's another girl.
And low key, 9 times out of 10, that does happen. People start off as sneaky links, and the girls are the ones that would get attached. Like you said, we're emotions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
why aren't you answering me?
Exactly. Like the fuck. Like
when
why
they
is
become
your
a little
location off?
when they become a little needy, that's when you pick it up, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like, why are you canceling on me on this? Like, oh yeah, why? Yeah. They just start asking too many questions. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, all right, now we're getting a little too close here.
Like,
Like,
you're getting annoyed now.
yeah, no, but look, again, kind of going back to what we're talking about. I don't feel like there's anything wrong, even if you are just fucking around. I don't think there's anything wrong with you just taking them out and making them feel like it's not just this. Like, we can still go ahead and have a good time, and you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, I'll be honest with you guys. Sometimes, like, I'll just like hit up a girl, right? Just like, hey, just go out, man. That's sometimes as a man, like sometimes we crave that companionship,
Yeah.
that you know,
Yeah,
attention,
straight up.
or you know,
The best though, I'll tell you this, like the best ones, yeah, this is gonna sound fucking terrible, but is when they tell you they want something serious, and then you learn that in the date while you're out, and through human psychology and through the way you talk and all that, they put out the first night.
so you don't catch
Bitch,
it.
you don't take nothing
Like,
serious.
yeah, straight up.
She's saying, I want something serious, but she still gives it up.
Right.
Yeah, and her basically saying like, no,
But
I'm not that kind of
sometimes,
person.
But I think that's them being desperate. Like,
No, I think
No,
that's
it's
just
not
playing hard to
desperate.
get a little bit.
It's
Playing
not
hard to get.
attraction.
desperate. What
It's
if
attraction.
like, yeah, it's attraction. What if like you meet a girl and they really haven't like messed with nobody, and you just happen
Yeah.
to be the one that they've craved like another male partner for so long, and you just happen to come along, and it's like, damn, dude, I kind of like this guy, like, or I haven't had any, like, should I kind of like, you know?
yeah,
and
So-
the famous.
that's cool.
It
That's
doesn't
cool.
mean that she's
But
a
I feel
hoe,
like
it's
also,
just like
Yeah, I wouldn't
she
think.
wants a little bit of attention.
I don't think guys would consider a hoe unless we start hearing about your other stories and shit like that. Then it's like, you know what?
Oh, dude.
Oh, she has a
could.
record.
She probably could.
Never
be a
mind.
little
Nah, for
promiscuous.
real.
All right,
That-
so here brings me to my next question. I don't know if you personally know anybody, but you might. Do you have promiscuous friends? And do you have promiscuous friends? I guess you could say, since you are single, like girls that are promiscuous and whatnot.
You can answer that first.
No, yeah, I do.
Or even guys,
Pass
you could
the
say.
mic on too.
I do have promiscuous friends. I'm not gonna say any
Guys
names.
and girls? Guys and girls? Or kind
I
of
mean, yeah, homeboys and homegirls, right?
Or
Homeboys,
predominantly guys or predominantly girls?
no, predominantly girls.
Okay, so they are very promiscuous.
Yeah.
All right. What
They're
about
dangerous.
They're dangerous.
What about you?
I think
You know
I
who
do,
you are.
too. I just don't want to. I do. I'm not gonna.
All
Lie.
right, and we're saying friends, not
Friends,
coworkers,
yes.
because you could.
Friends.
I'm pretty sure a lot of your coworkers probably might be promiscuous, but we're saying friends that you would hang out with on a weekly basis, get brunch, boom,
I
boom,
can.
boom, boom.
I can think about 2 off the top of my head.
Are they younger than you or older?
One is younger than me, and the other one is a year older than me.
All right, that's not too bad.
It's not bad.
It's not too bad. If they were like over 30 and they're promiscuous, yeah, red flag.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, because it's like you know what I mean? Actually, no, it's not bad. Wait, is it bad?
Well, it depends how.
I
I think
think
it depends,
Can we
right?
debate
I
that?
think everything
don't
does
know.
depend. Like, for instance, there's been people that we talked to where they've been in a relationship for 10 years married, and they finally get the breath, fresh air of being single. I can get why they want to be a little promiscuous because they've never got to experience the hoe phase,
Yes.
right? I could get why you'd want to, want to talk to 2 or 3 guys in this year, whatever the case is. But other than that, underneath it, it's like usually girls hit their hoe phase from like 20 to like 22, maybe 18 to 22. They're in that phase
No,
of like
even younger.
yeah,
Even
younger. That's what I said,
man.
18, and then then by the
Yes.
time you're 18, you probably got like 7-10 bodies. That's not
Yes,
good.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's not good at all.
I was still. But y'all remember them silly strings, them silly wristbands?
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
still
yeah.
playing with
That was
those.
like that was a dinosaur. or
Yes,
whatever it was.
man, I'm telling you, kids nowadays are so advanced, and it's like
Well, you
I
say that
met-
back in the day, whenever when a girl would give you that, they'd be like, "Oh, I thought you
I
was
like
cute."
you.
Yeah, yeah.
You would get the note. Do you want to be my girl? Yes or no? Check
Or
one, please.
they'll do the famous.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh
Like,
my God, yes.
yeah,
What
man.
did,
Like I've been
yeah.
around the neighborhood.
Marco mentioned just because you go to the club, men or women, that has nothing to do with your value. I know women that are in church and involved in it 24/7 and are the biggest 304s, which you need to look at as values. Yeah, no, 100%.
I agree, Marco.
Hell yeah, straight up.
I agree.
Rogelio said,
why I like the
everyone
quiet ones."
says meet good women or men in church. Got to be traditional if I'm traditional. Yeah, that's true.
In fact,
Yeah, carry yourself a certain way, man. For sure.
Yeah, so there was this girl that I know where she was like, I want to find a God-fearing man. I'm like, well, in order for you to find a God-fearing man, you got to be a God-fearing woman first.
That's right.
And then as time goes on, that man is just going to slowly find his way into your life.
Yeah,
Some way, whether y'all are going to the same church, y'all go to the same area over here, whatever it is, if you're God-fearing, everything's gonna line up for that person to come into your life. But if you're like, no offense, but if you're like in the club all the time, that's all you're gonna get. A God-fearing man is probably not gonna go into the club because he knows that's not the right environment for him to be in.
And
He's
that's
gonna
very
be
true.
going to Sunday service and shit.
But I also don't go to church.
Well,
You don't
see,
go to
I'm
church?
never gonna find a man.
I don't believe that, but I think it just
I
depends.
just think it's just not my time, and that's exactly when you asked me that first question. I said I'm not looking for it because I also feel like when you're going out and looking for it, you attract the wrong people. So why don't you just let love come to you?
But you are looking for it. You're just not searching for it. You're waiting
yeah.
for it. You're
I'm
more
waiting
waiting
for
for
it.
it,
I'm
but you're
waiting
not
for it.
searching.
Exactly, yes,
Which
I'm
most
waiting for it.
guys are waiting for it as well, but we do have to go search a little bit. We do
go-
always have to take the initiative.
Like for guys, it's kind of like a game of GTA. We got side missions, and side quests, right? So let me ask you, right? Do you ever get like anxious or like to the point where you start thinking, man, my clock is ticking. I'm running out of time.
Definitely.
Like, when is it gonna happen? You look up to the sky, be like,
Definitely,
when are you gonna send me that guy,
I'm
right?
like, damn, like I feel like I am a good woman, and when it comes down to relationships, like I can really be a good partner. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You mind if I ask, like, what's your definition, like, of like, how could you be that? Like, what kind of? I think it's.
I just feel like
What do you bring to the
Yeah,
table?
what do you bring to the
So-
table? There you go.
There you go. Just say it.
Like
Just
if
say
we're
it.
at the table, if men are the table, right? Because let's be honest, we are, right? Like, what do you bring to the table?
I feel like I can like stay my ground. Like if you want, I'm very submissive when it comes down to relationships. I want my man to tell me like not in a bad way, in a controlling way, but like in a good like sexy way. Like, you know, no quiero que hagas esto, and I won't do it. You don't want me to go work at the club, and you want me to go back to my medical assistant. I have multiple degrees, so I feel like that also. If I decided to leave the medical industry, it's just because I got bored and I just I didn't, you know, like how you said a little bit, I didn't really live. So I just kind of wanted to go out and kind of just meet new friends and just kind of like experience the party life in a sense. But that's really not me. Like after the club, like I want to go home. Like I'm literally at the club, like I'll be sleeping in the couch. Yeah. Like that's me. But I think I'll definitely like just kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, but I'll equal out to you. You know, so if you don't want me to do something, I won't do it. If you want me to add something to your life, then I'll do that as well. You know, and I'm definitely like, I can stay at home. If you want me to stay at home, I'll stay at home. You don't want me to go out, I won't go out. So
everything you said was good until I heard equal.
Equal, yeah.
Money-wise, I don't know.
Everything is good until you said equal, because men and women are not equal.
No. But like I can like,
despite of what you hear nowadays, folks.
Yeah.
True.
Men and women are not equal. Like I know you'd want to maybe try to be equal, but like as a woman, wouldn't you want your man to be taller than you?
True.
Wouldn't you want your man to be stronger than you?
Yes.
Wouldn't you want him to lead you a lot better than you could probably lead yourself?
True.
Wouldn't you want him to make more money than you?
Yeah.
There's no way all those y'all are being equal. There's no way.
But like I also want to add, like I also want to contribute.
Adding is different than equal.
Okay, well then contribute.
Okay, that makes more sense. That
like I don't want you to just do everything. I want to be able to do some stuff too.
Yeah, there's like a lot of balance that you can find, right? Which is with what a lot of women can actually bring to the table, kind of going to that point, is being that emotional, spiritual support, right?
Exactly.
And being nurturing.
It's the best
and all
way to
that.
contribute.
Like that's absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Being the best mother to our kids.
Yes.
Like
Right there.
Yeah.
Like
So
I want to be able to rub your back and be like, it's gonna be fine, babe. You're gonna be able to do it. We're gonna do it together. Like we're gonna find a way.
That's
you
right.
know?
And
so,
to add to that, like from my past experience, right, I feel like the last relationship, they kind of like stopped contributing as well. And I get it, you know, I kind of lost myself. But at the same time, when your man loses themselves, they're in that dark place alone in their own mind, because it's a scary place. Being a man and you're alone in your mind, it's a scary fucking place. You don't have anybody to vent to. Nobody fucking gives it. Nobody gives a damn, right? You go to your homeboy, the mommy's like,
It's like that.
they make jokes about it, right?
Literally, I said in the chat earlier, I was like, it was just a thing I seen. He was like, I told my homeboy I got a lot going on. He gave me a scoop and pre-workout and said, handle it. It's like, bro, I don't want to hear that, bro. I got shit going on.
We want someone who's gonna be like, babe, nah, look. I got you, you know?
Well, maybe not that aggressive.
Not that aggressive, but hey, that's just the way, like, if I'm like, right? Yeah. But, like, it's going to rub your back, like, nah, baby, I got you, you know? Like, not make you feel emasculine, but give you that motivation, right? Because at the end of the day, we want that motivation. We kind of picture ourselves, like, in the Rome Coliseum, and, you know, our family are the fans, right? So that's the best way to contribute. Just, you know, contribute to your man's mental health, contribute to, you know, his ideas, support his fundamentals. If his boys come over, right, don't hang with the boys, but at least like get in the kitchen, bring out the food, right? Like show the boys, show his boys that you're exactly. There you go. Make the boys go back to their wives and be like, man, babe, like what's wrong with you? Like exactly. Be the talk of the town, right? Like in a good way.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you add value to your man.
That's right.
All right, let's see what's going on here. So Marco, it comes down to values, bro. There's lots of women that go to church and are the biggest hoes. Man, so that ain't true values, man, more than where you meet someone. At the end of the day, everyone wants a certain type of person, but then again, are you guys willing to change your ways to attract that person because you have to be what you want to attract? A man should never tell a woman what to do if you feel you have someone good and worth it. You know what you need to do. It's all I have to say.
And that kind of goes back to like you were saying a little bit of, if you met a guy and he was like, look, babe, we're working out, whatever, y'all just talking, and he tells you, hey, I kind of don't like that you work out at the club or whatever, right? That, well, let's just say the conversation ends there. The actions after that. you already know he doesn't like it.
Yeah.
So now he doesn't need to keep reiterating it to you. Hey, I don't like that. I don't like that.
That's
It's just
right.
like you take the initiative. Hey, he doesn't like that. All right, give me a month or so, and I'm gonna find the new job, apply for that one, and I'm gonna get out of there. And when I get it and I get that job, I'm gonna let him know, hey, babe, I left the club. I'm working over here. That enough is gonna let him be like, all right, cool. I'm gonna start taking her more serious because I didn't even have to tell her more than 2 or 3 times, and she's already taking the initiative. Hey, I need to make the adjustments so I can keep him around.
Yeah.
And already,
And that is so
subconscious
sexy, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Like-
When you can start doing that,
That's
it's
when
like,
it comes down
damn.
to a woman being submissive to your man. Like, listen to him, because at the end of the day, that can go a long way. You know, like you're saying, like, okay, you don't want me to go work at the club. I'll stop working next week because you know. You kind of give a little notice.
Yeah, that's why I say give it like a month.
But yeah, so after that, it's like, hey, you know what, babe? I can't find a job. I have a little bit of bills. Can you just like help out a little bit? Once I find this job, we're back on the road. Like we're back on track.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but you also that's when it comes down to you having to like have your partner as your backbone también. Like
Yeah.
it's not just cute and love and date and sex. It's
Yeah.
also you having to being able to like depend on them, like not just financially, but like in other ways too.
No, like supportively of the ideas. It goes back, like
Yeah.
for example, in one of my relationships, I was like, man, you know what? Like, you were a cosmetologist, right? You went to cosmetology school, or you went to veterinary school, right? Like, why don't you just go back to school? I'm making pretty good money. You know, you're at the house, and rather than just staying at the house, getting depressed and taking care of the kids, like I'd rather you apply those skills, right? Open up your own business, open up, you know, or like if you like cosmetology, you like doing nails and you know all these little things. I don't mind, but that's why I'm doing it. That's why I'm like, you know, going out of state. That's why I'm like, you know, away from the family, away from the kids, because I want to fund that, right? I want to like support your ideas like you support mine, right?
Yeah.
And I mean,
But
that's
there's some
healthy.
girls that still be like, no, I don't want to do it, and it's like, girl,
Why is that? Why do you think that
I
is?
just feel like they're just not ready to commit. Like you still like the party life, and like me working in the, you know, the club industry. Clubbing gets boring. You know, like that's not everything. Like you
So
go
good.
home lonely as hell. Like
Because you're getting home late.
yes, not just that, but also like you wake up the next day and it's like fuck, like I just spent money. I just like got drunk for what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I
You're
could've done
messing
that
up
shit
your
at home
health.
and watch
To
the
feel
movie.
like garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so. But some girls are just not ready to leave that.
Do you
scene.
think it's that they're not ready, or do you think it's a fight for power nowadays, man versus women, especially with the whole feminine?
I think that's
feminist
what it is.
movement.
100% is the agenda is being pushed, right? And because what's the biggest threat to a government? It's masculinity and people challenging ideas. And so a way for them to try to sway a certain population is to try to push this whole women empowerment, nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? But they shove it down everyone's throats. And it's like you have you shouldn't have to depend on a man. Like all those traditional values and cultural values went out the window completely.
True.
You know, and so now everyone's so programmed to like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't need that. Like I'm all boss woman. I'm all about my money. Let me get my bag, that kind of shit.
Feminist.
Straight up. And again, there ain't nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But when you try to find a man of value that you want that tradition, you want that culture, like you coming around with that shit, you ain't gonna find it.
Now I do have 2 daughters, and I'm mindful of feminism, right? But I think there's both good and bad feminism. So there's the bad feminism that's like, you know, straight toxic, where like they think that they're equal as a man, and they, you know, they could have the same kind of power and leadership. Like, no, I think like the way I raise my daughters is I give them everything they need and want, and I talk to my sons as well. Like, hey, mijo, I'm not gonna treat you the same way, and I'm not gonna get on to you the same way that I do your little sister, because at the end of the day, they're the queens, right? And I don't want them to end up with someone who I used to be, right?
Yeah.
So I have to set the standard bar
I was gonna say
like
standard
at the
high.
highest. So at the end of the day, when she meets someone, you know, she meets a cholo or she meets a vago or whatever, I'm like, nah, my dad wasn't like that. You know, my dad provided, my dad led, but at the same time, you know, it's very important to teach your daughters, like, you know, get you a good man, but never, what's the word? Demasculate?
Yeah.
Emasculate your man. Like, once you do get you a good man, you know, like, we all have a role, right? We all have a paper to play, a role to play. Like, give him that respect, give him that, you know, honor that, you know, that care.
Like, you don't
right?
have to bow down to your man.
Exactly.
But also
it's
kinda
not
make him feel
about.
like you are that man. You know
Yeah,
what
a lot
I'm
of
saying?
people
Like,
nowadays make it seem like, oh yeah, like you're kissing your man's foot, like you're pretty much
No,
kissing ass.
bro.
Nah, bro, it's just like.
Hey, that shit feels good though. I'm not
Like,
gonna lie.
he's I'm gonna make him feel like that nigga.
We'll be right back.
Yo, they be on their knees, baby. I just love them. And it's not
Yeah.
even like they literally get on their knees. They're just maybe in that situation where they're tying their shoe or something.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But when they do that, and you're just like,
But that's-
hey, see, this is what I'm talking about.
But it goes back to that, right? And that's what we're being programmed to in the Western world, right?
Right.
Western society. And so that's why a lot of guys are actually starting to go outside of the country and going to South America, because those values are still there.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you can essentially, if you're well set, right, and you're good to travel around, you can go find probably the most beautifulest girl in the village out in Mexico somewhere.
Yeah.
Like,
True.
And to be
You know what I'm
honest,
saying? Like-
I'd rather keep them out there, right? Because if you bring them
If you
back to
bring
the
'em out
United
here, then-
States, to the West, they
They
get
gonna-
corrupted.
They're gonna
get
get
corrupt.
They get corrupt.
Yeah.
You know, like
They
they
lose
get
their
compromised. Like,
yeah.
And I was telling somebody that the other day. I was like, y'all, women in America really don't realize how good they have it compared to the women
Yes.
in other countries. Because in
That's
other
true.
countries, women's rights are basically not even there. And the women here are complaining like, oh, we don't have this, we don't have that. But literally, women in other countries have way less
and
rights.
they're like the most.
Submissive and
Exactly.
everything. And so how do they have
Look.
less rights and they treat us how we want to be
So-
treated? But then y'all have all the rights in the world over here and y'all still treat us like garbage. It
I'm
don't
gonna
even
tell
make
you.
no sense.
I'm gonna tell you a story, right? And this is from one of my friend's parents.
That's yours.
His parents, my friend's parents, so like, you know, it's like maybe a generation back, like his grandparents. The grandfather used to go out at night to the bars, come back smashed, right? But this is how traditional they used to be, right? And how like
He
like
used to beat his wife.
no,
because
espérate.
of-
That's besides. No, espérate. No. We'll be right back. No, there's the thing. There's the thing. The wife would still, knowing that her man was just the night before drinking out with women, you know, like hoeing around, she'd
Yeah.
still get up, know her
Hacía la
duties.
comida, le planchaba
Would
la
tell him,
ropa.
there's fresh tortillas, there's fresh menudo. I just picked it up. You know,
Made
there's
from hand.
de a mano, you know, like that's the kind of women that, you know, I'm not saying like I'm gonna beat your ass and I still expect you to. No, that's not what I'm
You're
saying.
gonna get double ass whooping if those tortillas are not
But I'm
made.
saying like, imagine like if you're a hardworking man, right? You're bringing bread, you're breaking bread with, and not just that, you're breaking bread for family, making sure everybody in the circle is good, and you have that type of treatment, you know, like that's a keeper right there.
Yeah,
You know?
she ride or die. She's literally a
Exactly,
ride or die at that
exactly.
point. And ride or dies are hard to come by in Western society over here.
I'm not gonna get into too much detail. My first wife, my only wife, actually, my first relationship.
Real quick, salud.
Salud.
I don't even know if y'all took it or not.
Salud.
My first wife, shout out, you know who you are. You know, she was so ride or die, man. I got myself in a bind, and you know, she went ahead and got 3 jobs just.
Damn, that's real for real.
And I was just, I mean, I was a piece of shit. I was a POS, man. Like,
I was gonna say you were probably a good man.
no, but
He
it's
knew
just,
that he-
it goes
he
back
knows.
to
He said,
the
"No, I was
attractive.
this
But
shit."
see, this is how I was back then. I carried myself differently, like compared to the relationships right after that. Like my cadence, it was just different. You know, it's just like,
And then you know we were younger back then, so
oh, she was older than me.
really.
Oh,
Yeah.
your wife was older than you?
Yeah, 1 or 2.
That's a problem.
No, just a couple years older. Just a couple years older. You know, gave me a beautiful son. But this woman eventually got tired of my stuff, right? And you know, we all move
We're
on.
never gonna change.
In her
Look
eyes.
at you now. Though.
Yeah, in her eyes.
Look at me now, eh? That's right. That's
All
right.
right, hey, so I got a question, and this kind of alludes to a little bit what you said there, but we'll start with you first. If we can look back to your last relationship, what is one thing that you know that you can improve on for the next relationship?
Don't accept the bare minimum. Don't accept. Look, a lot of girls don't like to talk about this, but don't accept abuse, physical, mental abuse, because
Emotional abuse, all
emotional
that.
abuse, everything. And just know your worth. You know, just know that you are good enough. It's not the end. You know, a lot of girls be like, okay, you know, this is the guy I really seen myself with, and esto que el otro, but it's not worth it. Like, there's gonna be somebody for you, and you know, me that I haven't been in a relationship in like 3 years, but you know, I still have hope. I still have hope that there's gonna be that one guy that's going to be good for me and eventually in the long run for my baby and stuff, that doesn't just want to use me for my body. But yeah, don't accept abuse.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Right on.
What you got?
Me?
Yeah.
Stay away from the ones that are easily manipulated by their own family. Right?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
that's
key.
That's a red flag.
When they're in your
for
ear.
sure.
They're in her ear.
They're in
telling
her ear.
this.
Like, put it this way.
Oh, that sucks.
They're sometimes the ones that motivate them to get with you, right?
But they're the ones that.
Oh, they're the ones you gotta watch out for, man.
Yeah,
Because as soon as you mess up, then they're in their ear like the freaking devil, man.
But isn't it? Look, I think even at the beginning of a relationship, you should come together and say, look, any problems that you and I have, it's our problems. It ain't your friends, it ain't your family. Keep it between us. If we can fix it, cool. Now, if you need to go out looking for advice, I understand, but. Even as a man, you have to create that space for her to come to you with these kind of things.
I agree,
right?
And I did that.
Yeah.
See, I did that. But this is how, and this is another addition to that, right? To what I just said. I feel like women who lacked a father in their life, yeah, they didn't have the father figure, right, to set the example of what to look for in a man, and how a man is supposed to treat them. I mean, I'll be honest. This last relationship, I fixed myself up. Like, I was like going to work. I was trying to provide. Like, we had an apartment and everything. Like things. We had two vehicles. Like no, for real. Like we were legit. I was a family man. Maybe I went out, right? Like maybe I went out and drank or whatever. But I didn't go out, but I would be in my patio and I'll be chilling. Yeah. Right. But even then, like you can't catch a break. Like. Family is always going to be in their ear. And if they let family be in their ear and let them make the decisions for them, run, homie. Run. No, for real.
Run.
Yeah.
All right, so that would bring me into my next question. A little bit of that, but we'll start with you this time. All right, can you give me 3 red flags that you would notice either early on in the talking stage or in the relationship?
Oh, that's a very good
flags
question
for you as well.
That's a very good question.
Early on in the talking stage or in the side of the relationship?
So, very first red flag, put in, like, let's say that you guys are already in a committed relationship, right? You guys are time in.
6 months in.
6 months in, right? Putting the family's decisions over yours, right? Putting their advice over yours, right? Especially if you mean well and you're actually, like, legitimately trying to make them, like, successful.
Yeah.
And the lack of communication. Not knowing how to express themselves and communicate their emotions, right? You were gonna say something.
Yeah. So, but that takes me to my point is that doesn't the man need to create that?
It needs to create a safe place.
Exactly.
Right? Which, if I'm telling you, mija, like, I can't read minds, right?
Yeah.
Right? And I'm at work all day. Yeah. But if you tell me, like, babe, like, this is how I feel. And, I feel like you don't appreciate me because of this. I feel like you pay more attention to this than me. Hey, well, I appreciate you communicating with me. I'm gonna fix it, But if you wait till like a year after and you're already talking to someone else you met at the bar and
now you're telling me what
and now you're telling me like after that you're breaking up with me and now you're telling me like what the fuck, bro? Exactly.
Give me a chance.
No,
exactly.
I get it.
Now you want me to fix it? Like, how do you like?
But that should also be your vetting phase, even as a man. Like you should be able to know that this is how this girl's programmed. There's little things that you pick up on, right? Little signals and that kind of stuff. But it's a very good point, right? I feel like what I was saying is that it ultimately comes down to the man, right? If your woman is attracted in 2 different ways, and that's how they show love, and that way of attraction is through experience and is how respected the man is, right? And it's different in the sense that when women look at men, it's like, what kind of experience do you give your woman? Right? For them to feel comfortable, for them to feel attracted. The attraction is key, bro. Like it's so key for a woman to be submissive. A woman's not going to be submissive to just any man. So you have to create that space and tell them, hey, look, like you mentioned, look, I'm here. Come to me. Don't go to anyone else. Come to me first. And the self-respect one, or actually other people respecting your man, it just creates his value. Like it just generates his value. And if he respects himself, you see that homegirl's all about you.
My first two relationships did go a lot better because, I mean, I grew up in this town, right? And I did build up a reputation. So everywhere I went, like a good reputation, right? A good reputation. So everywhere I went, like the other day at the bar, like someone came up to you and said, hey, you know, you're like, I don't even know who that was.
Oh, yeah.
I used to have that happen to me,
yeah.
right? So they would see that and they would listen to the advice that I would give, even though I was a POS, right? Now, this last relationship, along the years, as I got out of one relationship, I'll go to the next. I never learned how to be alone. I never had a father figure. My father left at an early age. Yeah. The only father figure I had was, you know, my cousin's husband, and, you know, shout out to him, by the way. But, you know, he set a good example of how to get the woman, but didn't set the right example of how to, like, keep her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then, so whenever things started getting like that, to where like the red flags were popping up, I didn't know how to distinguish that.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't know what step to take next. And I felt like I started coming to the point where, you know, I started questioning myself, right? And yeah, it just
like
went downhill.
Problem?
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, you start getting lost in your own mind. Again, it goes back to what we said earlier, like, you know, you get lost in your own dark mind. You lose sense of.
And they really make you feel like you're the problem when it's like, boy, you're the problem.
It's called gaslighting.
Gaslighting.
Yeah. I would reverse that a little bit just because
the Uno reverse.
A man can really give you the whole, like you said, set the tone and give you the safe space. But like you said, men, we can't read your mind. So
exactly.
We can tell something's probably wrong or whatever it is, but we can't make you tell us your feelings.
Yeah.
We can tell you, hey, it's okay. I'm not going to judge you, different things, but we can't make you express yourself. And even no matter how safe of a place you make it, you just, if a girl is programmed that way, it's hard to really reprogram her to be open and say, this is how I feel. So to an extent, that might be a reason why men will go for younger girls, just because they can set the programming the way they would want them to be programmed to their liking, if that makes sense. And girls probably don't like that because they're like, oh, you're trying to, what is the word? You're trying to manipulate her into this and manipulate her into that. But in an extent, you're right, but as long as you have the right intention, as long as you have the right intentions with it, it's not wrong.
And you're just taking it the other way. Like,
and see, I've done that before where I'm giving her the open space. I'm like, hey, express how you feel. If there's something wrong, don't wait till tomorrow to tell me how you felt today. No, tell me right now. We'll get to the bottom of it in the next hour, and we'll move forward with it.
Are a little bit afraid to be too honest because you don't want to like scare him away. Or you don't want to.
No, if he's down, he's down.
Be honest, man.
Yeah, straight up. If he's down, he's down. If he's willing to tell you all the little pointers, hey, look for guys like this, don't go after that guy. He's giving you all the little details of to move around, to better yourself. Yeah. Then most guys don't do that. If a guy's just trying to sleep with you, he ain't telling you none of that shit.
Exactly.
He ain't putting you on game.
Yeah.
Exactly. If he's putting you on game, you need to lock in with that man for sure, because he's trying to let you not put yourself in bad positions so that you can elevate yourself. You just need to listen. And what do y'all like to not do? Listen.
I like to say.
Go. Once you tell me to do something, I'm like ears closed. Like.
Man, I like to say my ex is the female version of me because, I mean, she picked up game. Exactly. She picked up game, but right after the fact, which kind of sucks, right? But
but you know, we mold into the guy that we're with.
Yeah. Well, you like, set the foundation as a man. There's a foundation. That's what I was trying to say.
Like, we're following you. So whatever you leave us with, that's what we're gonna be doing to the next guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I want to answer Marco's question.
Oh, go for it. This question is for the girl on the podcast. Do you think men and women communicate the same?
Definitely not.
Hell no.
No. Women, like I just kind of said a little bit, women are kind of like a little bit too, well, it's like a 50-50. Women are a little bit afraid to express themselves, but if you give them that safe ground, they'll throw it all at you. You know what I'm saying?
Barely that.
No, like I've met some girls that will tell you like, hey, straight up, like, no me gusta esto. You gonna fix it. If not, bye, I'm gonna move on. Like, you know, like you tell me what you want.
Damn, already you ain't even giving them multiple chances to fix it? You
no.
tell them one time, if you don't fix it, you're already on to the
right. Hey, let's work our way into it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not perfect.
I shouldn't be giving you multiple chances when I told you the first time that I didn't like something. And if you don't want to be here and if you don't want to listen or work around it, then tell me, and baby,
I think that's
like,
okay.
Do you expect me to bust out my notepad and pen? Just come be like,
I gotta get it down.
Please.
Don't do
how many days do I have before I have? What's the deadline?
like
you
the
know?
Bad Girls Club that she pops out with the big
Exactly,
ass
exactly.
pencil. Yes.
Let me
like,
make
you
so
better
you
start
know I'm
taking
actually
notes.
paying attention. All right, so real quick, give us your 3 red flags inside a relationship.
Communication is one, definitely.
If he doesn't
And-
communicate well, okay.
Yeah, kind of like basically what you said.
No, I need a new one
Yeah, we
because
need
y'all are
2 more.
completely different people.
Communication.
And
Okay.
I'll give you that one just because that is major key.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind
Major
of like,
key
I was
alert.
going to say exactly what he said. 2 would be, like I said earlier, sex. I don't like, me personally, a lot of
you
girls
know
are
what,
different.
I forgot to add
I
that
don't
one.
like when guys ask for sex. Like,
Wait,
I,
what?
I don't.
What?
Like, you're going to
Wait,
get
wait,
it if
wait.
you did good on the date or whatever.
Yeah,
or,
no,
Wait,
for
we're
sure,
not
for
talking
sure.
But at the end of the day, we're
100%.
grown. Like, you shouldn't
100%.
be asking me, like, how old are you?
Yeah,
Like,
wait.
That's first date. We're talking about we're 6 months in at this point. 6
Oh,
months
that's
in.
different. That's
no,
different.
okay, so that's where we're going from 6
But you
months
said
in.
before or after date.
If the sex is
No,
not
we
good,
said early on or 6 months
Okay,
in.
that's early on then. If you're asking me for sex already, then I don't want you.
Okay,
to,
let's give it a month to 6 months. And at a month in, you should be almost giving
And if
it
you're
up.
kind
No
of like
offense.
already like kind of taking me out on dates or whatever, and I'm not saying like dates are everything or like como que quiero que gastes a shitload of money on me. No, pero like give me
you
a
guys
little bit of
better rap.
time, like a
Quality
little bit of
time.
attention, Like I said, dates don't have to be expensive. We can go anywhere without wasting hella money.
yeah, sunsets.
Long walks on the beach.
The park.
Hey, all that
A
plays
picnic.
into all that plays into it. Everything she's saying is
Sunsets,
inexpensive first
Yeah.
dates.
Exactly.
Take
Flowers.
notes, gentlemen.
Yeah.
I just bought some flowers earlier this morning. They were like $15. Like, come on, guys. Like, I know y'all have $15 in y'all's pocket. Like,
Hey, that's a meal right
And
now.
Yeah, no, straight up, it is
That's
with
a meal
inflation.
for
It's,
what?
yeah, that's
That's a deal for what?
Hey, well, it
Straight up.
depends. Now at McDonald's, they got that $5 meal.
Hey, if I was, hey, y'all want to see something impressive?
McDonald's sponsor us.
Y'all want to see something impressive? I'm about to show y'all something impressive, dog.
No, but like
Good.
while he's
I'll
doing
pass it
that,
around.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
if a man can cook, and this is where like
Look at the
oh
top.
my
right
God,
corner.
I love that.
I can make a nice meal,
Hey, I already-
$20.
I'm gonna be straight up. I can cook, but
That's
I don't
impressive right
Hey,
there.
he got the
Top right
23,000.
corner.
No, you didn't.
That boy is
23,000.
at. He is at
I just
McDonald's.
downloaded
Hey,
mine, actually.
you know how many Big Macs I be getting here for free?
Hey.
That's about like
Stop.
5 Big
My
Macs
mom
for
It's
free,
true,
dog.
it's
just
true.
got me a
I seen him
McChicken for
straight
free
up.
with that.
Hey, he is on a McDonald's diet.
Yes.
This boy got the
You're on
codes
point
back.
with that.
No, you know
With
what I
the
do though?
coupons.
I get the $1
Listen to this man.
$1.10 nuggets, right?
Yeah.
And then I get 2 triple cheeseburgers, and I just don't eat the bread. I just eat the meat.
Carbs.
No homo.
Why
Carbs.
would you do that?
Carbs. Straight protein. Right.
Straight protein,
Straight
bro.
protein.
Man, I
Yeah.
would
The
eat
cheese, the
bun.
cheese,
Mhm.
straight
Dog.
protein.
Yeah.
Oh, that would bring me to my next
Go
question.
for
So
it.
you're 31, you're 26. All right, it's both of y'all. Would you like to be married? Y'all can, either one of y'all can answer.
Oh, that's a very good question. Let
You
me
were
go
already
first.
married. Let me go
Remarried.
first.
Were you married previously?
I wouldn't
He was.
call it married. Okay, so this, but like I mentioned, I was in a bind, right?
Long story short.
Long story
Yeah.
short,
Yeah.
I did it for the papers.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Hey, that's fine. Hey, that's long
Hey,
story
you
short.
did that.
Hey, pull out his Uno green card. Uno green card.
No,
No, but
but
that makes sense. That makes sense.
hey,
I
on the
get it.
long run, it was a benefit for her and the kids. So
Yeah, but on big hindsight, I mean, I would consider that not married. But whatever.
Thank you.
But I would consider that not real married.
you heard it here first.
Real marriage. You trying to get for real married?
Not without a prenup.
That's
Facts.
fine. But okay, when would you want to be married? You're 31. So when would you, ideally, if you could set it up and be perfect as you want it to be perfect, when would you want to be married?
Well, put it this way: kids have to be at least in high school.
So you're like 45.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
For actual marriage. Now,
why I'm
a
scared,
committed
because-
relationship is different.
That's different. Yeah, marriage is like you're taking the next
Exactly.
vows.
Put it this way:
state, whatever.
nowadays, I see marriage as a partnership in business. Right. That's
Also, you're trying to take their money.
no. I have my own money.
I mean, honestly, marriage
But-
really benefits the woman anyways.
That's true.
It really
Exactly.
does.
That's
You
why you
don't-
brought up that prenup.
Have you ever seen the Barbies?
I like that she agreed with that.
Yeah, straight up.
Have
yeah.
you? Roger.
Yeah.
Hey, Roger. I don't know if you could pull up on the internet like the Barbies, the divorce Barbie. right?
No, I haven't
And the
seen
married
that.
Barbie.
Oh, I haven't seen
The
that.
divorced
Yeah.
Barbie has the mansion, the car, the money, everything.
I mean,
That's
a
good.
perfect example right now is Jeff Bezos and his wife. Once they got a divorce, she took like, what was it, 47 billion?
Everything.
47.
Not everything.
No, she didn't take
Homeboy
everything,
still-
but
Most of
she
it.
still took 47 billion.
Oh, he's really looking it up.
Not even, not even
pull it up in
40,
the
not
chat.
47 million. No, she took 47
According
billion.
to- so what does that say?
No, it ain't. That ain't it.
Yeah,
Are you
what-
talking about like the cartoon Barbie?
No. Okay, so there was either a joke or someone made a comment, right? I was just having conversations. They were like, yeah, the divorced Barbie versus the married Barbie. The divorced Barbie had everything: the mansion, the money,
yeah.
the freaking car,
Yeah.
all the luxury stuff.
then
And that's
Ken-
because
Ken came in and
no, that was what
She
she
didn't
took
get
from
it.
Ken. You know.
Literally that.
Yeah,
Alright,
I mean, and that's why I feel like there's, a lot of people will argue there's not too much benefit for a man to marry here in the States. The laws are very different in the sense that that's why men are marrying
In all
outside of
50
it.
states,
In all 50
the
states.
woman wins
Yeah,
every case.
100%.
see, that's
And on top of the half that she takes, you still have to pay alimony.
Yeah.
So I'd
Maybe
rather
child
create a
support,
prenup
too.
and child support.
that's crazy.
you gotta be
So,
kidding me.
yeah.
I'd create
That's so like wrong. in so
knowing
many levels.
my knowledge of like contracts and everything nowadays.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'd create a prenup and I'd give you a set amount every year. Like you're gonna get a set amount, right? But hasta ahí. That's it.
Yeah.
You're not.
I seen this one. Is that kind of what you're alluding to before we get to you, where the guy was like, I give my wife $250K per year, right? As it's like that's what he gives her. So after the divorce, if they ever divorced, she shouldn't get no money. Because I don't gave you $250,000 every single year we were married. So
You better
theoretically,
smart and multiply that, girl.
if you smart, you should be saving that,
Yes.
putting it away, or whatever it is. But
That's
at
right.
the end of this whole
Building a
thing, if you
company.
ain't got no money, that's on you.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
give you
true.
$250,000
And
per
I think
year.
that's fair because in marriages, 9 times out of 10, the guy is definitely bringing like 100%
Majority
of
of
that money.
everything, mhm.
So it's only right for him to keep his money because it's not yours. You didn't work for it. You got it because I loved you because it was the right thing to do as a marriage. But girl, you ain't taking all my money. Let me
Exactly.
tell you that.
Exactly. Now it's different. Now let's say that you have a business, right? She comes in the moment. Like I think it depends on the scenarios. She comes in the moment to your life when you're creating that business.
Yeah.
Now you so happen to give her a title in the business, and she provided your business with ideas, right, to save the company money and saves the company liabilities, right? I think in that kind of sense it's different, but you would have to construct a whole different agreement.
I mean, bro, let's be realistic. How many times did that even happen?
Zero.
Shit.
yeah.
Like it
Negative
might
zero.
happen, but
Yeah.
how many times does it really happen where a girl can come in to help build your business and give you these
Oh, yeah,
ideas
it'd be a
and
tax
take it
write-off,
to the
though,
next
most of the
level?
Well, I think Donald
it's
Trump
hard
is a
to
good
find.
example, but then again, I don't know if they were like publicly, open about that.
The one he's with now.
No, not the one. The
Oh, the
very
one
first one,
before?
Ivanka. Is it Ivanka?
No,
Well,
that's the one
he
he's.
treated her like
His
shit
daughter.
though.
That's his daughter. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I was about to say,
No,
the very
lady.
first wife. The very first wife.
Hey, he's
She
smart
helped.
with that. Even then, he's smart with that because when she died, he buried her
buried
on
her
the
in the golf
property
course
to
for
get
tax-
to get the
for
cemetery
tax
tax.
breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it's smart. It's really
Bro,
smart though.
and that's
Straight
why
up.
he's the best.
He's like
All politics
my
aside.
heart.
Yeah, politics
Never
aside,
mind.
okay.
Hey, that's smart though.
Yeah.
But when would you like to get married? And like realistically, if you could plan it out, when would you be married? 26. So
I would say my mid-30s just because my age is kind of scaring me because I'm already 26. Time is going by so fast, and I don't want to be that single auntie. Thanksgiving is coming up, y'all.
Hey,
And
single aunties are the
Thanksgiving
fun
doesn't-
ones.
No, hold on. It doesn't feel that every holiday, no matter the holiday, we get together as a family. Oh, y tu novio, y esto que el otro. I'm like, girl, please. Like, your husband is cheating on you. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm so tired of hearing that. And, like, honestly, I'm literally the only family member in the whole family that always pulls up by myself.
Well, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I have a side hustle every holiday. If you need a front, like
Can I rent that?
yeah.
Yeah, like, maybe, like, my mid-30s because, man, I don't want to be 40,
So
50 with no man.
let's say you do marry, right? Would you make it a big deal? Would you go through the court, the church?
Yes, I want a big wedding.
Yeah, like next to the lake, in the spring,
Everything.
and
I want to get that whole
wedding rings y
experience where
todo.
he like gets like the whole balloons and the whole thing. Will you marry me and walk me down?
Oh,
But
like
would
the
you
whole-
be
the
ready?
whole
Okay,
show,
let's
yeah.
say the man does that, right? Are you ready to go through ups and downs with him? Like,
I mean, if I have to do it with these men that don't give me anything, might as well do it with my future husband. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we're not getting any younger.
Yeah, man.
All right, hey, little quick update, man. We gonna be extending the stream
Just a tad bit
Just
longer.
tad bit. We got a guest
uh,
coming in the
backup
building.
guest, but we got a guest coming. Hopefully,
Yeah.
shouldn't be too much longer. Hopefully,
Yeah,
Should we just say what happened?
yeah, no,
Yeah,
fuck
honestly,
yeah, of
we'll
course. You
say,
know
yeah,
what?
recap.
I'll talk my shit. I'll talk.
Because these are our family right here.
Let me talk my shit. Hold on. Let me.
Whoever's tuned in.
You know what? Let me talk my shit,
Yeah,
dog.
put the
Real
glass
quick.
on.
Hold
Real
on.
quick.
oh
Put your
no, you
shades
know the
on.
guy coming out.
so real
hey.
quick. So we had somebody come on last week,
Yeah.
and
Let me. So, look, man. This is what like triggers me in some sense, and you know what? I'm gonna call y'all out. I don't give a fuck, right?
Ooh.
So,
no, look at the camera and say
Straight up.
Look at the camera.
oh,
and say,
I can't.
you
I
don't
can't.
give
I ain't gonna curse right now. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, all right. Look, man. So we had this planned out, right? It was like, okay, look, actually, you know what? I'm gonna just kind of build this up a little bit. Every week, I don't want to say we struggle, but it actually has gotten easier in the sense that now our podcast has kind of gotten out there, where people agree. They're like, yeah, let's be a part of it, cool, right? But what triggers me is when people say yes to something, and then they don't show up, and then we see. They're over here telling me like, nah, hey, I don't want you to think I'm a cancel. But then I see a story with homegirl out there on a motorcycle with some
I'm dead.
Yo, and it's like, oh, I
You
can't
know
show up
who
no
you
more.
are.
And
Yeah,
I
you know
can't
who
show
you.
up no
I love
more.
that.
You know who you are. You hear me?
You know who you are. Look,
And
look,
not just
look.
that, we put you on the thumbnail. So, girl.
We put y'all on the thumbnail. Look,
Dang.
Look, right. Last week we had a guest. It was a lot of arguing back and forth. It kind of actually gave me a headache. And I'll call you out too again. I don't give a fuck.
Thank God I came.
He's coming for you.
There was one thing she mentioned and it really triggered me because I was on the way. I was late to the podcast, but for a good reason, right? And she mentioned something about, oh, this is why y'all ain't getting views because of these topics. Like, hey, no, fuck.
Girl boo. Just say girl
You know
boo.
what I'm saying? And so, man,
And that's
I
why
need
you're
some
not on
shades.
it.
Anybody got shades?
shut your stupid ass up. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, look, whatever, man. Again, if you're about your word, you're about your word, right? And that's who we are too. Like, we put in the time and effort to kind of put this together. If you want to be a part of it, you'll be a part of it. If you don't, just tell me straight up you don't. You know what I'm saying? I like the honesty. I like the transparency. Tell me, hey, I don't want to be a part of that. Okay, cool, man. Yeah. That's all right. We'll reach out to other people. That's fine. We don't want your stupid ass on here anyway.
There's a whole list. There's a whole list of people dying to come on.
Don't be hyping it up and don't be telling me that you're going to be here. You know what I'm saying? So to all the girls out there, whoever be flaking, because there's been a few. It ain't just the ones from tonight, but it's been a few, right? Fuck y'all, right?
No, it's been like 5
Straight
or
up.
6. I'm like a lot.
Like, that's why y'all stupid ass is still single.
But that's the
Take
truth,
shades
bro.
off 'cause
Burn.
the
The
shade
thing
done.
too is
He done said it all.
men like to move with your word is your bond. So if I say I'm
Yeah,
gonna do this, or
100%,
I'm gonna show
100%.
up, or hey, I'm gonna give you this money that you said I'm gonna let you borrow, whatever it is, that's how we move. So whenever you say, hey, I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna be late, cool, we're already giving you the benefit of the doubt that you're gonna be late, no big deal. Now when you say you're already gonna be late, and then you say I'm not gonna show up anyways, it's like, yo, now you done wasted our time. We could have tried to prepare, pivot
Got
somewhere
somebody
else.
else.
Yeah,
All the
etc.
effort and resources.
And now you're really wasting our time and playing games. And now you're really you're disrespecting us. And you don't like to be disrespected. So why would you disrespect somebody else whenever we're being so cordial and open and working with you and et cetera? It doesn't make sense. So we as men like to move with our word as our bond. And no offense, but a lot of women, we can see y'all don't move that way. And I mean, I don't know how many women actually do move that way, but from what I can see, maybe only 10% of women actually say, hey, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. The other ones are like, no, I'm just going to flake. Or I'm gonna do it. I mean, no offense, but you kind of just did the same thing.
I'm
just
saying,
saying,
well, in the sense of a date.
not the date thing.
Yeah.
The date
I was
thing.
just gonna say that.
So
I was
it's
just gonna say
yeah,
that.
hell yeah.
It's commitment to.
Yes.
It's professionalism.
Yeah.
100%.
This is not something that's like. This is not my podcast. Like, but this is something for you guys, and it's like if you guys took the time to reach out and like welcome me to your podcast, and I'm more than grateful for that. and you took the time to do a thumbnail and do whatever you had to do, because that takes time.
Yeah.
You know, that's money being lost and stuff like that. Look, girls, I've been up for 13 hours since 7:30 in the morning. So I'm tired as hell.
Yeah.
And if I could come, you guys can too.
No excuses.
No excuses, y'all.
Yeah.
And it's just
That's cool.
That's cool. That's
It's
cool.
the priorities.
Yeah.
Their
That's
word
right.
is the bond.
Exactly,
And
exactly.
Yeah.
that's how they like to move.
and after this, I'm gonna go home and meet me. So
There you go.
Which is which is why I started how do you say studing up?
Standing up.
Standing
Stood
up.
up, stood up.
Dates too,
you say, talking
But-
about you
You-
want to come to my
you-
apartment
right,
afterwards,
right.
you know?
Hey, no.
I
But
go
you
to
said you were
nobody's
standing up.
apartment.
Yeah, standing up dates. Yeah.
Standing on
dates.
business.
No,
Got
no.
you.
No, like
No, he's trying to say he stood up. Like
stood
yeah,
up
that's why I
dates.
started like
We-
what
Standing
would
up
be the
dates.
past tense?
You would stood up dates. You
Yeah,
would
there you
stand
go.
up dates.
Yeah,
Stand them up.
But that kind of goes into completely we're talking about keeping our word, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm just matching the
yeah.
same energy.
oh
There you
yeah, I
go.
feel
Yeah,
that. I feel that. Okay, got it.
But real quick, I mean, we kind of all looked over this. So you're saying you want to be single for the next 10 years? You said I said ideally.
Hell
I
no.
said you could.
I did look over that.
I said ideally, if you could plan it out perfectly how you would want it, you said you would be ready by 35.
Oh no, I
That's
thought you
9
meant,
years.
when do you? I thought you asked a different.
So you're
question.
saying you would be married tomorrow if you could?
Nah, not tampoco.
No, I'm just
Nah,
it's
wait,
just-
wait,
it's
wait,
the-
no.
an expression
No.
of it.
With the way, no, she would. With the right man, she would.
That's what I'm
Any
saying.
I
woman
would, 'cause
will
look,
with the
when
right man.
I love hard and
Yeah.
I love true. Like,
Yeah.
yo si soy if I'm all about you, I'm all about you. And that's what my mom tells me. Look, I'm gonna call, shout out to my mom because she really be, telling
Dropping
me how it
gems.
is. She's like, tú eres bien pendeja, mija, because once you fall for a nigga, you literally stay stuck with that one nigga. And no le das a los otros guys opportunities and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, it's because it's just not the right thing to do, ma. And then it's not her trying to tell me oh, go fuck around. No. But it's her trying to tell me explore your options, mija. Just because este te llama bonito or because he says he's gonna take you on a date or whatever doesn't mean that
I never got
he's
that.
really gonna fuck with you the long way.
So you say you're a little gullible, you can
Yes, definitely.
you feed into it,
And also because not a lot of people have this, but my parents are very Mexican traditional parents. My mom and my dad are still together. Okay, no shame to this, girls, but I had my own apartment and I moved back in with my parents, which was the best decision I ever made.
really
Because
is,
rent
yep.
is expensive, y'all, and utilities is expensive.
Stack that money.
No.
And
For
I was
real.
always at my mom's house. Anyway.
No, for real.
Literally, I was always at my mom's
You ain't
house.
lying.
bring the rates
So
down.
my mom told me, Mija, you want to come to your own room? My brothers are moved out. So it's only my mom, my dad, me, my baby.
Is it still
Yeah.
a twin
that's
bed?
easy. That's
Is it
easy.
still a
It's
twin
perfect.
bed with the
I
ten
don't,
beds?
no me falta nada, and I honestly love it. It's us four, and that's what I want. My mom and my dad love each other so much. My mom is always at home. She's always cooking. She's always cleaning. No le falta nada. My mom doesn't pay any bills.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My dad goes to work every day, and it's literally traditional Mexican parent household, and that's what I want for myself because that's what I seen. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I kind of get in my feelings when it doesn't work out with the guy because it's damn, bro, you're literally losing out on. I could be some potentially a good person for you, and you just don't want it. You just want to fuck around.
So let me
And-
ask you this. So reflecting back on your dating experiences, when did you realize oh, this guy isn't what my dad is? Because essentially what Jose talked about earlier, or he was I basically want my daughter to date somebody who's like me.
I'm Jose,
So if
brother.
you were to look at your dad in comparison to some of the guys that you've dated long term or maybe short term, where do you draw the comparisons at?
Communication, not being honest. You told me that you want to get to know me, but you really don't want to get to know me. And also just respect-wise. When it comes down to the whole calling out names, even if it's joking around, I don't like that.
Oh.
I don't like to be called a bitch. I don't like to, I'm just fucking around with you. No, you're not. Because jugando se dicen las cosas. You know what, how they say it in Spanish.
Yeah.
And it's I don't like that. And it's I'm not going to accept the bare minimum
No,
anymore.
that's for sure.
So, okay, so to follow up with that, where do you think a guy went wrong growing up? So where now that they're an adult, they're showing those kind of traits?
I've met two type of guys. One guy that it's like they didn't have like no daddy figure, so they really didn't know how to be a man, you know, how to treat a woman. And two, they did have the dad figure. They just like to be cool for their homeboys and try to be like try to treat you like you're not shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they think it's cool. And they just don't want to be a simp or like kind of like love their girl in front of their boys or whatever like that. Like, so I don't know what's wrong with
So
men.
I've had experiences with both growing up in high school, and I can see where you're coming from because there was guys who are like, no, this is my bitch, blah, blah, blah.
See, I don't like that. You shouldn't talk about your girl like that.
Dang.
What do you mean she's your bitch?
Yeah,
Like,
I'd be
this
like,
is my girl.
I'd
This
be
is
like,
my
that's the
girlfriend.
shawty.
Like,
Well, I was young.
he's like, yeah, that's my bitch right there.
Nah, like,
Don't talk to my bitch.
yeah, like that's wild. Like, no, that's a no.
oh my
Yeah,
God, I'm his bitch. No, but like,
Yeah, I actually like that too, because I make it kind of like, if a man is willing to call you outside your name, then he's willing to do all the other domestic violence things that come with.
And you're
Domestic violence,
allowing him
187.
to do that.
You are
You're
allowing him to do that. And that's where it starts.
Yeah.
Is the name calling,
Yeah.
and then it goes into the physical, then
So,
the emotional
okay, let's
abuse.
pivot this a little way. So what makes you think why a woman would stay with a guy who physically abuses them?
Because she's so
that's a good
pendeja.
question. Is it
Because
that?
or low key.
because I love him.
I mean, and that's kind of like all she kind of knows, and she's just kind of like, in my way, it was kind of like I don't want to call it.
It's a sex.
Say it. No, say it.
It's threats. It's
Threats?
threats.
Really?
Yes.
But
Yes,
that it scares
dude.
you that much that you can't
Yes.
just go to the
Not
cops.
just
Call the
threats.
police.
It's just like pulling
Restraining
up
order.
to your parents' house and threatening to do stuff to your parents and como cosas así, dude. Like that's real life. A lot of girls do go through shit like that, like, and they just don't talk about it. But yeah, a guy can physically, like, mentally fuck with your head to the point where it's like, damn, if I leave him, either he's gonna harm my parents or he's gonna harm a loved one or possibly me. And some girls, how many times have you seen, like, in the news or whatever? Like the other day, I watched in Pleasant Grove, literally 5-10 minutes away from my crib.
Where is it?
Un señor, dude, like, he was literally 77 years old. Y salió en las noticias. He killed his wife that he was married for 47 years because he thought she was cheating on him. Like, people are mentally fucked up in the head, and if you think that's not gonna happen to you, like, no, like, it's just best to leave that toxic situation. I even had to get a restraining order. That's how bad it was.
See,
Like,
but that's-
and a piece of paper doesn't do anything, but I don't know.
That's why I would just say, for me, it is. This is why men and women, we just don't think alike. Because if that ever happened to me, I'm just like, yo, I'm gonna call the cops. I don't care how many threats
But
you're
cops
getting
don't
me.
really do
they
anything.
can whenever you're talking about everything you're saying. Like, he threatened to kill me, whatever it is. Get all that. Go to court. Take him to court.
yeah.
Do all that. Y'all are just not
He's got
willing
priors.
to do.
Like,
Yeah, y'all are
no,
just
like,
not willing to
but
do
it's
all
like,
the extra
The reason why I
stuff.
say it doesn't do anything is because I've literally had that happen to me before. The cops were, like, literally banging on the door, and I'm
It's
like,
hot.
he's literally inside, bro.
Nah,
And
it's
they
just getting
can't
real.
legally go inside without a, like, warrant or
Yeah.
whatever like that.
Yeah.
Like, but we're going more into depth with all that. But
I'm dead. Not sure poker
just
over
like, are you stripping?
I told him to take off the Pico.
Nah. That's my signature.
Yeah, so
For real, bro. Oh my goodness.
Hey man, hold up. No, give me that
okay.
shit back.
Shit, my
No, we're guys here in the room. We're gonna pour you the drink.
Yeah, we
It's-
Oh, thank you.
There you
we
go.
let her pour the other
Shivery.
one.
What?
Oh, wait.
What is that? Shivery, right?
No, that's
I let you pour the other one earlier because you said you want 50-50, so you said men and women
Yeah,
are equal.
we're
so
equals.
I'll let you pour the other one.
You
that
pour
time.
one cup, I pour the other.
Y'all want another shot? Another shot?
50-50. Yeah, I'm needing
Let's
another
take a
shot.
shot.
You guys should have like a
hot.
bullhorn every
Yeah.
time it's time to take a shot. You know, like.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, for real.
Right,
Hey,
we're actually we experimented with sound effects, but we got a little out of hand.
Okay.
Every time a girl would get like sobby and like talk about some, like the little violin playing.
Wait, that's happened?
Yeah.
This happened
We had a few girls cry. Like not that we made them cry.
way.
They was
just start
But
getting-
just
they
like got,
reflected.
like,
They reflected.
venting.
No, you gotta think they the alcohol allows them to open up a little bit more, so they start crying.
Is that why I'm saying all these ads?
No, see, there you go. But they started talking about
just
the
don't
things
put
you're
no
talking about,
ranchera.
and then it just goes a little
Like,
bit.
it's not me, just like, it's not just the alcohol. I just think that in podcasts, you kind of have to be a little bit honest and say what
Bro, what the
man and woman
See, this is what you
say.
do.
Like,
You
don't
always
need no
do,
more.
bro. You always be doing that poor baby
You
ass
be talking
shot.
shit. That's why. Yeah.
Baby ass
So even
shot.
more I do it.
Yeah. Nah, yeah, we got a little out of hand. Every time someone would cry, get very sentimental, the little violin would play in the background.
Oh, that's messed up.
Bro, but I think that's like a signature, like
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like that's
though.
it.
But when you say it's so hard, bro, because you can hear the little and you just want to laugh, and there's
Yeah.
this serious moment, so it's hard
Salud.
to go away
Cheers.
from it. Yeah, cheers.
Salute.
Cheers.
Salud, salud.
No, I don't get me wrong. I really got out of hand with that shit. And every time they said some shit that was cap worthy, I'd be like, cap.
Yeah. All right.
All right, now I got a couple more. But I guess we're still waiting on this. We'll see. I mean, we got time anyway.
For sure.
All right, so
Are we waiting for somebody else?
We are,
maybe,
yes.
maybe not. We'll see.
Maybe-
that's-
maybe not.
Yeah.
All right,
Did
so
y'all
like it.
forget about that other person?
no, we didn't. No, we
Okay.
didn't. It's just it takes time. Sorry, we talked about red flags. Can we talk about 3 green flags that would make you want to take this person to the next step?
Oh man.
And we're talking about in the talking
I have
phase,
so
kind of like
many
what
red
you
flags,
said.
I can't even think
What we
about the
talked
green
about
one.
right now, which is as a man, you should be vetting out the woman you're potentially trying to get with, and as a woman, it should be the same
Yeah.
way. You should be vetting out this man to make sure he has the right qualities that you would want for him to be the provider of you
Yeah.
and your family and your kids later on in the future. So, with that being said, can y'all give us 3 green flags where you're vetting out the situation?
As a man who has kids, if she's able to take care of the kids, has patience, and just like it's good with kids, like oh man, that's a red flag.
I was
Right.
literally about to say that.
All right, so you
If
gotta
she's
change it.
able to read the room, let's say you had a shit day, right? Fucking, you couldn't close the sale at work, and
Yeah.
just been having an off week, and you come home and you're frustrated. If she's able to distinguish, right, your frustration, and just kind of give you that rub, kind of like it's gonna
Yeah,
be
a
all
little
right.
tug.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, they call it an old fashioned.
But if she can read the room, and
Yeah,
she
exactly.
caters to you, and
Exactly,
is there for you
exactly.
with the support, emotional support.
And if she's the type, like me, I'm real big on, like, if you have my clothes, like, if I'm in a shower and you have already, like, it doesn't even have to be a full-blown line breakfast, right? But if you have even a pan dulce with a coffee, right? Shirt pressed, and, hey, papi, I got the socks on your bed and everything, right?
Yeah.
Like, man, you could do
It's
that.
like you said, it's the details.
It's the small details.
And see, women care about the details.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
so why
men
wouldn't
care
men?
about the details? That small shit is where we're
See,
like,
I
damn, you
think-
do care.
Yeah, I
Thank
think
you for
y'all men
caring.
need to be more, what is that word, catered to?
Yeah, of course.
Because
Even,
us
like, can I
women-
add something? Like, real quick? Even those pictures, like those, those nice pictures.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it doesn't even have to be a full, like, even showing a little bit, like, hey, but I was
Little
thinking
something.
about you,
love
right?
it.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I appreciate that. Now I close the sale, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Like,
Right, straight up.
that elevates their
Oh,
mood
yeah.
for the day or
Exactly.
even for
Because it
everything.
shows that they're thinking about you throughout the day while you're out, grinding.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I think that's very important because how do you expect your man to love you if you don't make him feel loved?
Exactly.
Like you want everything. Though, as a woman, and I'm saying this as girls, like I'm being honest, we want us. You know what I'm saying? Like, ay, no me compraste esto, no gastas ese dinero en esto, whatever. But it's like, damn, we fail to realize that guys like shit too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Guys want to be loved and catered to, and like you said, the little things matter.
Yeah.
Shit, like you don't even have to spend money. Send that little pic or whatever. Like it's
yeah.
gonna make his day.
Or make the breakfast in the morning, or make dinner without him
I'm
having
gonna
to
have a maid
ask.
because
or
look, I know
whatever
how
the
to
case
cook,
is.
but I don't.
and real quick, ladies, if your man has to
that-
ask you to do it, it's already over.
You already messing up.
It's
You're
already fucked up.
messing up. You're already messing
Ain't no
up.
fixing it.
You
You
should
know?
just initially, because you want to ask, hey,
Initiative.
do you want some food
Yeah.
in the morning? Whatever it is, you should just ask. And if
Yeah.
he says no, all right, cool. Then you move on to the next thing that you can do.
Yeah.
Or
for
it should
him.
just be done. I think. In the
Exactly.
morning.
You
just
shouldn't
be
even
done.
have to just
Before-
do
like,
it.
while he's like getting ready or getting in the shower, getting ready for work. Have that breakfast ready already for him. Like,
See, but-
or you know what? You don't have time, babe. Take it to go.
Yeah. Have it for lunch.
Y'all,
If you don't
y'all
want it,
say
fuck it.
this, and
Give
that
it away
might
at
be
the
the
work.
most traditional thing. Maybe it's because both y'all want traditional things, but a lot of other girls will say a lot of that same stuff. but their actions don't match the words behind
Yeah.
it. And a lot of it comes down to it's the perception that they want to give off for men to believe that they'll do those things, but they really won't, because at the beginning they might, but it all fades with time.
You know, there's it's crazy. I was watching the other day. I was watching on TikTok. There's like a trend going on with a lot of like construction workers, landscaping workers, all that, right? And someone will be on with their phone recording, and they'll be like, "What'd your wife pack you for lunch, bro?" Like you see how like the kind of level, like you know what I'm saying. And there's some guys that will like have. You know, either they had to order some shit or they had to go pick it up because their woman didn't do anything. But then you
have, I've experienced it all. From that to where like they used to pack me just a ham sandwich. Sometimes I used to have to go to the lonchera to, you know, my most previous relationship where she actually used to cook and like she got down. You know, I taught her how to cook. No, not like that. But I blame the moms. Right, I blame the moms. If the girl did not have her mom in her life. Yeah. You know, my first relationship, the mom wasn't really involved like that, right? So ain't no way for her to set an example to her daughter on how to cater her man and stuff, right? Yeah. Now, the last relationship, I mean, yeah, like the mom was just small sign, manipulative and everything, right? But at least she taught her one thing, you know, how to make a good lonche, right? It kept me away from the lonchera.
Especially construction workers. Shout out to the lonchera.
Nah, yeah. But that's so crazy, bro. That's so crazy how like... Look, maybe some people will look at that video and say, "Oh, like, you know, you're kind of comparing." But like, if you really analyze the video, it's like, homegirl didn't spend too much time doing that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I bet you she's a housewife. I bet you she's, you know what I'm saying? She ain't got much time. She got a lot of time. Actually, my bad. She's got a lot of time on her hands to wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning. Now, again, it's not something that we... Actually, no, fuck yeah, it's something we expect, of course, especially guys who are out in the field like that, for sure. And so when I see videos like that, I'm like, yo, homegirl didn't put effort, dog. But then you see everyone else. They got the cooked meat. They got the rice. They got the beans. They got the
water, the extra juice pack.
Bro, the snacks in between. You know, like, dude.
It's like when you're in school and like you see everybody with
their
little
and
it's like, bro, like, mom, pack me
it almost feels as if your girl don't care. That's what you make us feel like whenever we look at everybody else. Like, damn, everybody got some good meals and all I got
and not just that,
ham
as guys,
sandwich,
they joke around too much and they like throw a lot of shade, and it's like, damn, we like no te hicieron lonche.
But that's how we are. That's how we are.
That's exactly how we are. That's how we.
But low key, we are throwing slugs.
We are low key. It's love slugs.
I want that way.
First of all, your man is bringing home the money. Y todavía lo manda sin lonche, mija.
No, hombre. No, and those jobs are hard, man.
Louis Vuitton y todo esto. Girl, you going to Ross.
Those jobs are hard. You know, I've done it. I've done HVAC to landscaping. Like,
and see, all that comes down to the simplest thing, which is the smallest thing, which is just the effort. The effort of just going a little bit further than what you're supposed to do. So I like those TikToks where whatever it is, where the girls are like,
they're packing their lunch.
Packing my lunch. 4:30. Like boom, 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 boom. It's like, okay, you might as well, because as soon as your man leaves and you drop them kids off at school,
go to bed.
No, exactly. You're free after those 3 hours. Those 3 hours of working, you're free for the rest of the day to just chill, sleep, go work, do whatever you want to do, and then as soon as 2 p.m. hits, you're back to mom mode, taking care of the kids, picking them up, figuring out what you're gonna cook for dinner. Boom, boom, boom. Girl, you got plenty of time. If you're a stay-at-home, especially, you should be waking up at that 2 or 3 a.m., preparing the meals, drop the kids off, and then you're free for like 5 hours. So why would you not put the extra little effort in to doing that small stuff? But that was your 3 green flags. What are your 3 green flags? And quit stealing his. You just stealing all his green flags.
Yeah, man. No cheating.
You didn't go to me first, ladies first. Shit. Like I said, I've had so many red flags, I can't even think about a green one.
But you gotta think of the green
Use your imagination.
See, real quick. See, that's what you said there is so key, because it's like we're saying, you're so programmed to only accept the red stuff that you will mess up when the green flags start coming. The green flags start coming, and you're just like,
kind of like, is he fucking playing with
me?
Like,
He's too perfect. Why would he be?
And that's why nice guys finish last, because they get scared.
Because I don't believe you. Like, it's too good to be true. Like, I've had so many bad relationships in my life. And when a good one comes, like, I don't know how to.
You sabotage it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what he's just said, nice guys finish last, but bad guys finish quick.
Oh, that's
a good
true.
one.
Hey, that's actually true from what Ellie told us last week.
Yeah, true. Yeah, caught that. Yeah. True that. Yeah. Okay.
I got.
So yeah, 3 green flags. Come on, you got to find the 3. Because listen, if you can't find these 3 green flags, then no offense, but you just got to do more self improvement to figure out, okay, what do I actually look for in a man? Like you said some things at the beginning, but now you actually got to extinguish those things in the real world of when it's right there in front of you. Or are you gonna let it just pass by? Or you're gonna say, oh, this is actually a good guy. Maybe I just need to give him a chance. Whatever the case is, because like you said, you'll look over the good guys just because you're so used to the way these other guys treat you. You think that's how it's supposed to be. You got to reprogram your mind.
Stop messing with the bad guys, girls. You hear me? Because they're not the ones, like, at all.
Let's be real.
You know what's funny? One of the girls from last week, she was like, "Nah, I like me a mean guy, this and that." And
That's the one.
You like want to beat your ass?
The way you do.
That's why you're still single, and,
Right.
and that's why you're going to jail.
With 4 kids, 4 different baby daddies. You know, like.
Well, I think she only had 1 kid.
But she was still single, and nobody wants to take her serious.
Yeah, because she got an OnlyFans.
Yeah. No, that was this one. That
Oh,
one did.
the other
that's
one.
the one we're talking about.
Wait. Rewind. Rewind.
Hey, but we're getting away from topic. I need these 3 green flags.
green
Yeah, I
flags
need
of
these 3
what?
green flags. Inside of a relationship at the beginning.
Inside of a relationship, okay.
At the beginning.
Respect is one, because I've gotten so disrespected in my life that I crave respect.
That makes
because
sense,
I give it. Mm-hmm. Like I'm not the type of girl that is like, oh fuck you nigga, da 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 da. Like I'm not like that. So respect is definitely one, because what you give is what you get, you know? Yeah. And another one, I know I'm like referring back to him, but communication for me is key. Like,
no, that's a good one.
You know, yo quiero que tú me digas lo que quieres, and it's like I'll decide. Let me decide if I want that or not. Mm-hmm. And you know, shit. Like a lot of girls are kind of like, okay, you want to just fuck around? Fuck it, let's do it. You know, but at the same time, it's kind of like I also like si viene un guy and it's like, okay, I want to get to know you. Okay, let me give you a try. You're really not what I like attraction wise or whatever, but fuck it, let me give you a try. Mm-hmm. And maybe in the long run.
Nah, wait. What happened to Homeboy? The one that you stood up, or not? Well, we're thankful. We're thankful that you came on, but
he did say you're not attracted to him.
I'm not attracted to him, but he's a nice guy.
Pull up his IG.
Why are you not attracted to him? I'm curious now. Why are you not attracted to him?
What is it that you're not attracted about him? Is it the way he looks?
I'm just not attracted that he looks like a playboy.
Oh yeah, she mentioned that.
So he's like a pretty boy.
He's like a pretty boy, definitely.
So you like him ugly?
I'm not gonna lie. Stop.
A little rough.
Okay, look, I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like my type is different. Like,
what's your type?
Me gustan los gorditos. I don't know.
Hey.
Wait, so is he not a gordito?
Shaved or barbones?
Yeah, like. I like the nice, because I feel like the trap hood niggas are like overrated.
Okay, so let's real quick.
Wait.
Now we're all trying to get some questions in.
Before Homeboy gets excited. Okay, so let me ask you this: do you like heavier set guys because they appeal less attractive to the masses?
That was my question.
And it's like, okay, cool. Like nobody's gonna want my man.
Yeah.
Okay, look, if I'm being quite honest with you. Part of me is like that. Not a whole 50%, but part of me is like that. But the other part, they just make me feel loved.
And they're warm, right?
They're warm.
Hey, shade in the summer, warm in the winter.
Yeah. So, jacket a little bit.
Hey, that's what he was getting ready
Pop out.
That's what he was getting ready for.
I knew this question was coming.
Yeah. This is my chance.
Yeah.
But that goes, so back to the attraction. So you said, okay, so since he's a pretty boy and he's not theoretically typically what you would go for, that's usually the guys that actually work out with you. Our preference is usually not what we actually are attracted to, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Is this the same guy that you said earlier that he told you, let's go out to dinner, and then I want to end up at your place?
Yes.
Whoa, okay.
That's the deal breaker.
It was the pretty boy?
That was the
Yeah,
deal
that
breaker.
makes
I'm
sense.
telling you guys, if anybody is coming on this live and like y'all kind of like whatever, but once you tell me off the rip, like let's go to my place or you want to fuck or whatever, that's my deal breaker.
So he had a chance up until that moment.
Yes.
But that could mean anything.
Well, not a chance to like get it in.
Well,
no. Like, yeah, exactly.
What, we gonna read a book?
Huh.
No,
But that's what I'm saying. Like, did he use that
He
language?
said,
Like,
oh, we'll go to dinner, and if you want afterwards, we can come back to my apartment. When your apartment is the opposite side of town, baby, why the fuck would I go all the way over there when my home is this way?
I try to defend you,
like,
man.
no. Like, I'm not doing that. That's definitely my deal breaker. I don't like when men ask for sex for me.
You trying to watch a movie?
Because at that point, you make me feel like that's all you want from me.
A little
Like,
bit of Netflix.
I mean, majority of the time, no offense, majority of the time, men only really want that from women.
but it's like,
so
damn,
you got.
like,
That's why I said you gotta
I'm like
find
old school love. I want to love somebody. Like, I want to. See, my thing is like I want to have that love that, like I said it earlier, like that my parents have. Like, you know, like the traditional,
like,
the old time.
The
love.
husband coming home drunk as hell, beating his wife for not having food ready.
Cállate.
all I did was say hello.
That's tradition right there, baby.
Did I just catch you wanting to be some shit?
Yeah. That's tradition right there. Yeah.
You trying to better yourself,
right? I didn't catch you wanting to be successful.
So no, right?
I probably not.
Okay, all right, guys. So look, hey man, we were gonna extend it, but I believe we're not having the second guest on, or the third guest. But
Shake of shame.
with that, right? We want to close it.
Yeah, we can.
We can close it. Okay. Let me kind of go around the room a little bit between our two guests. What you guys think about this show?
I think I like it. I love
Yeah.
it. I think it's important to kind of express ideas like this and open up the discussion. You know, I think a lot of people are uptight about talking like this.
Yeah.
You know, I think that especially women, man. Like, no offense, ladies,
okay.
no offense.
to you.
But the feminist movement has really made women close-minded nowadays to the point where, like, oh my God, like, that's so offensive, you know? Like, lighten up. Loosen up. Take a shot or something, man. Like, fuck.
Don't take it so serious.
Yeah, put some shades on. God damn it.
I will say this though before we hand it off. I will say I think by I want to say 2030 or 2035, the whole feminist movement will overpass, because by then the next generation will realize, hey, the internet did misconstrue the way we thought relationships should be, that it'll start going back to more of those traditional ways. But we are literally the first generation of the internet. So since we are the first generation, it's going to take more time for the information to get through to the younger generation to say, hey, that's not really what love is. All this BS of doing this and doing that. It's going to change, but it takes time. So I think by 2035, on the longer term, that it will start going back to more people want tradition, more people want to be married, more people want to be in relationships, more people don't want to be toss arounds and, you know, whatever it is. I think it's going to take more time, but
And
I
if
feel
I'm
like
not married by then, I'm going to come back to this video and I'm going to haunt you.
that's
You
10
hear
years.
me?
Real quick.
That's what I
said,
you want it to
35,
be.
Real quick before we move on to the lady here, maybe we should hit the streets and kind of get people's opinion in the streets, right? Make a census and be like, hey, so what do you think? You know, I'll be like, never mind. We'll talk after the show.
That's afterwards.
Yeah.
So, what did you think?
But yeah, I loved it. I like the idea that we had two perspectives, guy and woman. And I really enjoyed it. I think that it was a lot of fun. I think we just got a lot out of this, both experiences. And we really got to think about how the other opposite sex thinks.
Yeah.
All in a respectful manner, like
Exactly.
you said. And honestly, I would say this might have been the easiest, smoothest one because it's both perspectives. But I think it's just more on you're not really toxic like some of these other girls we had on, where they will.
Oh, so there's bad ones out there?
They will cap on here, just so they can look good, and then on the back end, it's like,
once
yo,
the
you
show's
really
over.
a hoe.
Yeah.
But you don't want nobody.
Invite one of my exes.
You see right through you. You hear me?
Yeah, and they don't even realize it. So it's just,
and
that's
it's
why
like
I
he
feel
said,
like
the more
better.
you talk, the more you see the fakeness in them.
Oh,
you feel
yeah.
me? Like,
Sure.
Like, girl, we know you're not being real, but I'm gonna just let you have your love.
Yeah, we're gonna
moment
let
or
you
whatever.
have it. Like,
Full shine.
Yeah, no, and the whole purpose of the show too is to leave some kind of impact, right? Even with ourselves, I mean, we learn a lot. I mean, I do a lot of outside learning, but for our guests mainly is to like, you know, again, understanding the perspective, but like you leave with something impactful and be like, damn, like okay, yeah,
Make you think.
this is how people think. Yeah, straight up.
I can't sleep at night tonight.
but just even then,
That's the
saying the
idea.
way, just going back to like literally, this is bare minimum basics of white collar man with a woman that actually loves him. Just the meals and her prepping your meal is the small details of what that will make men just be like, you know what, I do want more of that traditional loving in life, because I already know these hoes ain't gonna give me what she's doing, and if they are doing it, they out here still hoeing around doing their own things, and they for
Cater
the
to your
streets.
man, and you'll win in the long run.
I think a green flag that you forgot is for the man. Like, if you ever come home from work, let me how you want me to rub your feet. You know,
For real.
Hey, that's
We like our feet
that's
to be
small.
rubbed
That's
too.
the
You
small
hear me?
details that girls
rub
just
your
miss.
bag out,
Yeah.
dude. I used to crack my last relationships back. Like, she loved that.
Yeah.
It's
But that's the small
things.
details.
It's
Yeah,
small things that they enjoy.
You had a
vice
long
versa.
day. Let me
Yeah.
give you a massage.
There you
Just
go.
relax,
Yeah,
calm
there you go.
down. Hey, but if a girl does that to you and you just got off work and she rubbing your feet, hey, keep her, bro, because your feet
Yes,
stink,
for
bro.
real.
And she's still right there
That's
rubbing
right.
your feet,
Yeah.
throwing
Yeah.
your socks to the dryer,
Bro.
taking your shoes to the room.
I got sticky feet. Nah, no importa. Oh damn.
Sheesh, I don't even want to do that to you.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
appreciate. I don't even want to do that
let
to
me
you.
shower first. Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't even want to do you like
Oh
that.
yeah, for sure.
Hey, but we appreciate our guests today.
Thank
Thank
you
you
guys.
for
We will
having us.
see you guys in the next episode of Open Discussions. Real quick, but go ahead and then I know
December
we can get into-
5th.
Yeah.
December. So we
what I was
won't be
gonna say.
live next week.
Yeah, no,
right. We won't be live
Thanksgiving.
next week.
Hopefully, you guys are
Thanksgiving.
with your family.
Yeah, hell yeah. But the following week, December 5th, we will be at a Center nightclub. Big shout out to them. They're going to give us a space to continue doing this podcast live at the nightclub, having more guests on, a bigger panel, all that. So it should be a good time.
Oh yeah, yeah. So you guys will be able to make that show.
Yeah.
You guys
I could be
are
virtually.
You
I'll
guys
be in
are.
Houston.
You probably are gonna be working, but
I'll be in
It's a
Houston,
Thursday, though.
but
It's a Thursday.
hey,
What
Skype
did
me
he
in.
say? What did he say earlier? He's like,
And even if I don't,
oh, I
work,
have it
I'll
lined up
support.
in that
Yeah, you
week.
can make time.
Yeah.
You can make time.
You know what I'm
You
talking
know,
about?
when does the 5th land on?
On
It's
a
a Thursday.
Thursday.
It's a Thursday. I mean, Houston's only 4 hours away.
I mean, if you gotta be, if you can be back, like, I mean, hell yeah. No.
I'll take the first flight to Dallas Fort
That's
Worth.
30 minutes. That's 30 minutes. Hey, also
Hey,
guys.
I'll just ask for the company private jet.
Hey, also guys. The next time you see us, me and Ariel will be the Men in Black, looking exactly alike. We are twins, Twinkies at this point.
Ooh.
No, I'm just
He's like,
hey guys, I was trying a little bit of something new, growing out this mustache
Yeah.
and
No,
whatnot. So.
no shave November.
Yeah, hey,
huh?
it's probably kind of working out a little.
No
bit.
nut November. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's
that too.
happening
We're
too,
days
so-
away.
Straight up. Nah, straight up. I've actually been, hey, you know what I'm
And
saying?
that shit sucks, bro.
Yeah.
It's horrible, bro.
Yeah.
It is horrible. No Nut November is horrible as fuck. It's not for the weak at all.
But it's a good practice, you know.
It
good,
is. It
It's
really
a good month
is.
of practice, and
It makes
I
me
think
want to
you'll
hit the
apply
gym even harder.
that. Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah, that's right.
Goodness. Hey, we'll see you guys in the next episode of Open Discussions.